Okay, we agree.
We also made a different great discovery.
I thought you were going to say grown swords.
None of my brain cells are coming with me.
I mean, Sondrin is left-handed. I
So
did
it's
set that
been
up
real. Why are
No.
the elves lefties?
because it's different. It's just
Okay.
something to play around with.
I can be telekinetic.
I've always wanted to be.
All right.
I am actually ambidextrous to an extent. So, I mean...
So,
To which extent? My thumb.
I can
I'm
write.
ambidextrous.
It's not great trying to read it, but I can fully write nothing.
so
Yeah, I can.
let's get into it. Hello, everyone joining us on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube. This is The Legends of Phaeterra, The Adventures of the Natural Ones, a weekly 5th edition live play where a bunch of just nerds get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. And we usually have cool swag while we do it.
Gummy worms. 0 sugars. Orange sauce.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't stop laughing. For some reason, my brain...
You laughing right now?
Yes, because I'm trying to hold it,
I
but
can't stop laughing.
because you were doing the motion and my brain immediately went back to
With that.
the whole discussion.
Before we get
about-
into our game tonight, as always, we have a few announcements to get through. First of all, behind the Three Stooges over here, you may see a banner with the question, what is Reaper? Reaper, the makers of the amazing tools you see behind me on the wall here, the Meritus Axe, Meridian Swords, fashionable and functional. These amazing tools are great for any outdoorsman. They are great. They're great crafted, great made. They're hardy, stand up to most things. I saw an entire legion of possums before the accords were signed. We are now in a very uneasy truce, but that the war is over.
Wait, when did the possum come in? I thought this was between you and the raccoons. Now it's a...
There's a whole big thing where the possums were they had infiltrated.
Disguised as raccoons.
That was it. They were disguised. It was a whole big thing. So
The squirrels came in
espionage.
eventually, but we don't talk
No.
about that.
the squirrels have yet to be dealt with. They are beyond the wall. So with that,
They
thank
cut
you
down
for-
the trees and they use it to walk up, and you're like, no, Burnham Wood has
Yeah.
come to Dump's name.
So with that, thank you, Reaper, for being my sponsor. I really appreciate it. Because as always, I like to say, the greatest adventurers need the best equipment. Thank you so very, very much. And speaking about great adventures, we have one of them with us. The other one's on his way. The Fleet Street Geeks. There's always some great adventures happening with you guys. So tell us, what is going on this week?
Adventures?
Yes.
I suppose.
Adventures trying to drive a Mako.
Yes. Which will be this Tuesday. We'll be continuing my stream of Mass Effect. Always fun. Always fun. So I'm excited about that. But then next week we'll be doing our next podcast, which this week was Pitch Black, and that's up now on YouTube. But next week it will be Peter Pan. Disney's Peter
Oh.
Pan.
Okay, I was about to say
That's
there's like
right.
7 different ones.
That's right, my friend. We get to answer that age-old question.
What
What makes the red man red? God, this discussion's this is gonna be an uncomfortable live.
I love the fact that
Because
we all knew where that was going.
Disney Plus now is like has a thing of
Oh,
me where it's
yeah,
just
it
like
does the same
guys
thing Looney Tunes
listen.
Look, even Looney Tunes.
God,
does it. I like it.
Tunes. Yeah, and look, my whole thing is don't hide that kind of stuff. It's the whole thing about darkness is only dispelled when you cast light upon it. Our society has not always been a great place.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting to see over the years how society has evolved. So yeah, I'm very much for, treat this the same as you would like I don't want to make the comparison, but treat this as like some sort of respectful historical outlet.
Yeah.
I love the movie, so I'm gonna. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a really fun discussion because there are those aspects, but also like there's also things regarding the actor who played Peter Pan. Like,
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of fun discussions surrounding the movie, but that'll be next
The
week.
fact that there was almost 8 movies, it was just him and the voice actors who played Wendy and everything they did.
Mm-hmm.
But
But yeah, that'll be next week. This week will be Mass Effect. I gotta take a look at the schedule because I don't know what we're gonna be doing after that.
did you guys ever get your Hancock episode up and running?
We did, but that
YouTube.
is something where
Okay, cool.
our episodes are pretty much gonna only be YouTube exclusive unless I can get something fixed with uploading them to everything else because it's been buggy. So, but they will be on YouTube. over the weekend.
Well, it didn't help. It didn't help. It was what, a 2, almost 3-hour episode for Hancock.
Yeah, and Pitch Black's like an hour and a half. So that tells you what I thought of the movie.
Oh, it was just that great.
Yeah, there was
Needed no discussion.
enough said. So yeah, thank you very much, Seth. As always, look forward to seeing everything coming from the Fleet Street Geeks, and maybe soon we'll have some merchandise coming from you guys. Good to know. All right, you winked at me. I thought we shared something.
I winked. I blinked. I'm having an attack. He blinked at me. Oh God, what's happening to him? Oh God.
So yeah, thank you very much, Seth. Look forward to everything coming from the Fleet Street Geeks. My podcast, Playing With Advantage. We have a Twitter. We have a Twitch account now.
We have a Twitch.
I mean, it's Twitch, not Twitch. We have a Twitter. We have a Twitter. I have Twitch. They have Twitter. We have a Twitter account.
Glad we got that figured out.
We have
So-
a Twitter account.
The logo.
Someone needed to clap after that. Like,
Oh God!
Yay!
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, folks. We'll see you. Yeah, we
and in
have,
stream.
we have a Twitter account now. I believe it's _PWA podcast. I'll have to double check. When I confirm that, I'm gonna put the actual link for it on my TikTok as part of my link tree, because we'll be having questions and behind the scenes stuff coming up. We may post the video of me and James singing Islands in the Stream on there. That way you can't blackmail us with it anymore. So, but yeah, look forward to a lot of stuff coming from Playing With Advantage. _. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because _ PWA is a whole
Yeah.
something
PWA
language.
_
PWA _ podcast. So.
Don't Google the first one.
Do it. Safe search off. Don't be.
All right. So thank you as always to our production team, Ashley, Matt, Mike, everybody. You guys are always so great and get everything out and amazing. Speaking about amazing people, we are coming to you as always live from the Hive in Macomb, Mississippi. This amazing, rentable role-play room you see behind me. I need to enunciate apparently, or I cannot talk. This amazing rentable role-play room. The ambiance it builds, all the different things on the wall, the table. It's an amazing space. They have another one. If you don't want to do the rentable role play, there is plenty of table space out in a massive play space. But, the Hive in Macomb, Mississippi. Check them out. Check them out online at thehive@macomb.com. Great place, great group of people.
Twitch is messed up.
Hmm?
The Twitch is messed up.
Twitch is messed up.
Laggy super bad.
Yeah, apparently it's laggy.
Oh wow.
How many people
Yeah, I
are
loved
connected
it.
to the Wi-Fi?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I've just got my tablet and the laptop.
Everybody checking this stuff.
I just jumped off.
We've got some.
So, but yeah. Again, thank you to the guys from the Hive. Also, the Hive live cast, Stigande, Scars of Midgard, just hit their third episode for their return today?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't math.
Great, a lot of stuff happened. There was a lot of follow-up from the trauma of last week's episode. And then apparently one of them decided that he was going to mimic somebody from Fire Force 5. It was great. Great episode. You can go watch it on Twitch. It's going to be up on YouTube pretty soon. But yeah, Stigande, Scars of Midgard.
Someone sitting ominously in the
Someone sitting ominously in the back.
Freezing to death.
So, with that, have I missed anything? Take that as a no. If you notice, we're missing our barbarian. He will be here momentarily. He's running a little bit late. We all kind of were. So yeah, with that, I think we'll jump into the introductions before getting into the game this evening. Looking forward to tonight's game, actually, because hey, if somebody messes up, I get to do a thing. All right. With that, we'll start on this side, Seth.
I'm Seth, and I'm afraid of what I just said.
I don't know
I'm
why you look
Seth.
afraid. I'm the one who would make the mistake.
I play Kieran Steadybrook, the Halfling Ranger Fighter.
I am Derek. I know exactly what he's planning to do. I am playing Sondra Nalo, our Drow Cleric Rogue.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Nathaniel Lassant, and I have half an idea what the DM is planning as a Warlock Rogue.
I'm Beck, and I am playing Finrail Nefarin, the completely innocent half-elf ranger.
Lies.
Double lies!
I'm Ben. I'm playing Rikara Karajan, the Emerald Dragonborn Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I am Ricky. I'm playing Finnegan Tenderfoot, the halfling wizard rogue, and most likely the one who's going to know when the thing happens.
The individual running late tonight is Jeff Beck, playing the half-orc barbarian Grimwald Grizzlebrand.
At your service.
And I am Kenneth Moffat, aka the Southern GM. I am the game master, storyteller, weaver of fantasy, whatever you want to call me. I created the world of Feyterra and the story that they're currently playing in.
An avid Morgan Freeman impersonator.
Brown nosing won't do you any good. So, with that, a quick recap of what happened last session.
La 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 la
La la la.
You started this party without me.
There he is, Grimwald.
You were here in spirit, and that's all that matters.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, fuck.
Don't watch the
Don't watch the VOD.
I'll
You were
fill him in on
always
what he
here
missed
in
last
Grim's
week.
heart.
You and I are left in charge of the kids.
Alone.
After
That's okay.
Also, I'm leaving my brain
after
cells
finally coming face to face with Kallenbor, the grand contract devil, the one who had manipulated his way into obtaining the souls of Collingstone's carnival, the former associates of your own halfling ranger, Kieran Steadybrook. A intense fight occurred in which several of you went down. A few were, I think, one of you put in death saves. And right before it seemed like that the fight was going to take on a tragic turn, literally pulling a card from his sleeve, your halfling friend brought everybody back to fighting shape, and a more balanced fight occurred.
It's so weird. Montel didn't go down once in that fight.
It was a
I
miracle.
almost died twice.
That's what happens when I don't go down.
Damn it.
Other people die.
It's a winter crest miracle.
During this fight,
It's a
with
curse.
Finnegan blinking in and out of existence in the ethereal plane, he saw that that Kalmord actually pulled you into a demi-plane of his own creation, where his own powers were heightened. Finnegan, using his extreme arcane knowledge and power, literally pulling the two realms back together, with enough time for your unconscious cleric Sordred to literally fall into the open arms of a paladin who could save him.
This is the second time I have banished a party member to save their life, by the way.
Now, the only thing I don't have written down is who got the final shot on Kalendor. It was Ricard, managing to slay the Grand Devil itself.
Not before seeing Tiamat.
Not before your vision cast across the flames of Avernus, seeing the five-footed queen raise up, almost in an expectation of seeing you there. The Grand Devil defeated, you return back to the prime plane, back to the point where you left, learning that even though it had been only an hour or two for you in that realm, 2 days had passed on the prime plane.
What year is it?
The solstice now merely 3 days away from your current position. You went back to. You returned back to Port Blaven with a new friend in tow, Tina Collingston, Catherine's daughter, longtime friend of Kieran. You put her up at Haggerty's at the Grey Oak Tavern, where she is to convalesce and recuperate. The rest of you going off on various excursions into the city, the divvying out the great wealth that had been obtained from defeating Kalendor, Kieran taking possession of an amazing set of legendary armor, our dear friend Finnegan pulling a card from the depths of the treasure. 2 cards, right? 2 cards actually.
You better look at your cards.
Yeah,
you
just
have
immediately.
in your book.
I have cards.
You have a new card.
You have a new card.
You need to read it.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Read it.
Read it for class.
Semper Fortis requires attunement. Belt. Wondrous enchantment. While attuned, this item provides one additional attunement slot for the wearer. Titan Strength. I get the chubby. While attuned, the wearer's strength.
And it wasn't at me for the first time.
The wearer's strength becomes 22. If the wearer's strength is already 22 or higher, has no effect. Improved Smash. While attuned, melee attacks made by the wearer deal an additional 1d8 force damage. I love it.
By the way, folks, the F-bomb you see here, one of the amazing items you can pick up here at the Hive.
Say it right.
Small
That's
ship.
the mother of
I'm
F
sorry.
bombs.
This is the mother F-bomb.
A 5-year-old
Yes.
came up to me the other day and,
And
said
for
that
the
was her favorite
first
item in
time,
the shop. I said,
The
"Where's your
first
brother?"
throw was not at me.
Yeah.
Stop making fun
An
of me.
amazing
I am so
wondrous
shocked.
item
Yeah.
obtained
Holy hell.
for Grim. So, after returning to Port Blaven, making sure that the young Dragonborns were safe, kind of showing them that they have this own eternal power as a Dragonborn, working out their breath weapons, to which Rakara, realizing the two red Dragonborns were to try, no, outside!
You said
No, I was the one
That's
that I
it.
stopped them,
Yeah.
took the 3 of them down to the basement and was like, all right, you two fire that way at a pan and stay back here while he does his.
But yeah. After that, by the way, the cards Finnegan pulled, one of them giving him a plus to his movement, as well as a mounted steed. This will take the form of a giant red panda.
Armored.
Armored
Panda.
red panda.
So we have turning red over here.
Essentially, yes.
Turning red.
I remember the second one you pulled was? It
The
was the
second one-
chariot.
Increase to your it was one of your
Wisdom.
stats got a +2. I think it was wisdom.
It was wisdom.
Wisdom,
That's
right,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
Priestess?
wisdom, yeah. The priestess, wisdom, yes. Because cleric, priestess, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need more common sense.
I now have a +1.
You have as much
Why-
as I do.
Wait. Why is your wisdom lower than mine? Hold on.
Because
Because
I'm
he's book
smarter
smart.
than you.
He's book smart, not street smart.
Fair.
That's the way to look at intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah. But after this, the party, various plans, as you were outside, you were accosted once again by the Archmage of the Academy, the half-orc, I got his name here somewhere, Detrus, the half-orc Detrus, the Archmage, kind of, once again asking that you keep the extreme magical movement and usage to a minimum before instantly Finnegan casted Flound himself and took off into the air with Rakara in
No.
tail.
Firstly, I disappeared.
Oh, you just yeah.
Well, that's a given.
Sent you a message.
Okay.
Nothing says a big fat middle finger like just going and flying away.
Not only didn't cast it on myself, I cast it on the panda.
On the panda.
On the
that's
panda.
fair.
Panda.
Panda flew away.
So
Panda.
yeah.
So with
So
that,
beautiful.
with that, we will now pull back into the world. Okay. I noticed earlier that was having issue with even the Stagande stream would like freeze and lock a few times.
It might be the internet itself.
So we pull back now into the story. We'll start with Finnegan and Rakara. I think you're going as well with them.
No, Sam.
Sam.
Well, I sent a thing in Discord
Okay.
to try to change plans a little bit. So
Okay.
if that's all right,
What did you?
I was gonna ask. Does Sam really know anything about teleportation circles? He's just
No. She would say she does not. Hers is the more mechanical aspects of magical things.
Well then, let's go. Have an idea for something else. Let
Okay.
Finnegan handle that.
Okay. So Finnegan, you're heading to the academy after the Archmage has basically said that there's been some issues with the teleportation circle that is affixed to the school.
Yep.
So you're currently flying toward the Arcane Academy. Again, I imagine it's not a rein. It's little handlebars. He's just riding. Roll me a perception check as you get up into the air.
Okay, cool.
Doing all never-ending
Put
story
that plus
on
one
this.
to wisdom
To
to
use.
work.
That's what I'm just thinking. What you see?
It's going to be a 5.
Ride to a banner. You don't see anything. So you're still not accustomed to riding this thing as it's moving, a bit of like the red
that's
fur
nostalgic.
kind of flying up from it, kind of obscuring your vision momentarily.
You need some flying goggles.
Is he the Red Baron?
I mean, Snoopy.
Yeah.
He is on a red panda.
Sup with
He-
camel, yeah.
He is on a red panda,
Oh.
and he can cast magic missile.
That's it, man.
The answer is yes.
A red panda named Sup with Camel.
All right. So as you approach the academy, the arcane goggles you're wearing, you do see the familiar sort of protective magical barrier around the outside of it to stop people from just flying directly into the walls of the academy. You see this, you'd have to like ping, you'd have to land and continue on foot.
Okay.
As you step in, roll me an Arcana check.
Just with advantage or no?
Not this, not the advantage.
Are there any parking meters for giant red pandas?
No. There are a couple of like troughs with hay and water though for horses.
Just checking the lore.
34.
34. As you
Almost perfect.
as you step off of the panda, words I never thought I'd say in a deep game. As you dismount the red panda, so as you step onto the ground, so, as you step onto the ground, for a moment you feel as if your foot has actually stepped into where like several overarching and overlaying cracks in the ground have. Like you feel mismatched pressure underneath you. As you look down, you realize it's not a physical. It's a mismatched magical pressure because you beat the DC of 30. Understanding.
Am I the only one that gets DC 30s?
No.
Not, it depends on the stat.
Also
It
not the
depends
only
on
one
the
that can
stat.
beat a DC 30
Uh,
now.
Depends on what
Yeah,
you're,
no, you're
depends on what
not.
you're doing.
Well,
I like to stick to physical things. You and Nathaniel can do the outlandish things that require DCs 30 and 40s
So
that you will meet.
through
Because you're cool.
through your studies, you know that especially in Wild
I can
Weird,
almost get a stuff.
that each of the main cities, each of the main capital cities, each sit on a hub of ley lines. With various ley lines running through the world, they branch together. This is actually what powers and allows the direct connection from the teleportation circles to each individual city. When you step down and you look around, look at the ground, giving more of a magical sense, it's almost like some of the bands of those ley lines have been constricted. Like something is. Imagine like a flow of water, and somebody is forcefully putting a current against it. It's not allowing a direct flow through the pipe. There's something that is pushing back through it, almost like a suction effect that is drawing the majority of that ley line back through. If you still feel the normal like flow of magic, but something else is acting almost. It has reverse part of that flow. And again, what was your total? 30 what?
34.
34. As you're looking at it, as you stare there for a few minutes, it's almost imperceivable, but the reverse flow strengthens, like almost microscopic amount, but it does strengthen.
Is it going? If I look in the direction of where the reverse flow is going,
the one that you stepped onto is the one coming from the, like you feel it more coming from the north, like Iron Haven.
okay.
But the power of it is such that you're pretty sure it's affecting all of the ley lines branching out from Iron Haven to Mathal to East Vale to Perth, far out across Wildweir. Now, because the way on UB the 30, the way the ley lines work is that they wrap around the world, and at certain points they fracture and join, but there's always a natural flow to it. Right now, it seems like something is starting to reverse or attempt to change that flow, and it's working, inches at a time to do it.
Almost parasitic like.
Exactly.
Is Diatrus close? Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Hmm. 18.
18. Actually, you do see him currently. He's stepping out of the main building. You know that the teleportation circle is part of this. It's in part of that building as well.
Okay.
What was your? You roll an 18.
18 perception.
18. He does have a very concerned look upon his face, like he's almost muttering to himself as he's kind of walking out of that building.
Okay. I'll walk over to him and begin asking, like what kind of issues have come up, trying to teleport in or out, stuff like that.
As you approach, he looks up. Oh, Finnegan, I wasn't expecting to see you here so soon. I have our wizard, our best mages looking. There was an incident a few moments ago. Someone attempted to teleport out at the same time someone was set to teleport in. There was a muddling incident. Thankfully, they're safe. We were able to remove and untangle. The two individuals are resting comfortably. There is no lasting effects. But if these become more and more common, teleportation across Wildweir via the circles and via any normal magical mean will be nearly impossible. It would be too dangerous to do.
Well, something is reversing.
You
the
just
flow.
you see when you start to put his hand. That information is something that I would just like to keep. I'd figure you would sense it, but there are some that something is changing the flow of the ley lines. That is impossible. I don't know how they're doing it. And we're doing our best to solidify the ley lines in the cities, and I'm in contact with the mages of Ironhaven, those out in Eastvale. We have several looking into it, enchanters with gems trying to bolster mana stones. If word got out that the ley lines of magic were shifting across Wildweir, mages, most arcane magic flows from the ley lines of Vectera. We like to believe we understand how it works, but there are still things that we don't know why they do that. We don't know why when you can call upon the base magic to make fire, ice, lightning, we don't really fully understand what that transformation occurs. However, if you suddenly tell every mage that the laws of magic as we know them are changing or ceasing to work, it'd be mass chaos across the magical communities. So while I figured you would feel the shifting and the changing, I have to ask you to please keep that information to yourself, sir.
Well, unfortunately, I can't be everywhere at once. And with the method of travel limited to not teleportation, or at least limited to emergencies only, given the current circumstances, we're going to have to communicate with mages across the world and try to figure out what's going. So let's go find somewhere private to speak, and where we can communicate with mages in Ironhaven, Ilfalos possibly.
I have several scrying stone. Thankfully, this change of ley lines has not appeared to affect magical items. It only appears to affect when you actively draw upon the ley line, upon the source.
I have several scrying stones and sending stones in my office in constant contact with the other archmages. So if you would like, you can accompany me there, please.
Okay.
As you move out across the courtyard with him. So while this is occurring, Riccara, where would you like to go?
Ricard would like to see if Sam would go with him to Halifax to stock up on some supplies first, and then go to a bank.
To the bank?
Yeah, isn't there like a banking system?
There is.
To the bank.
She goes, yeah, I don't mind going to Halifax. Rosa's made it back. She can keep it on. But yeah, I can go with you.
And I think there are others at the school too, the state. I think they want to go.
Roll me a luck roll.
Oh no.
18.
Okay. The two of you are moving through the streets of Fort
Well,
Blaven.
actually, he cast fly on her, so she's flying in or whatever.
Okay,
doesn't
so,
matter.
so the two of you are
Descending in whatever. That's fine. I'm sorry.
flying toward Halifax. Perception check.
24.
As you are approaching, as you're kind of moving through Fort Blaven, you catch sight of Finnegan, looks to be conversing with the Archmage. You see Finrio kind of walking through the streets of the Coin District. It's just life is carrying on in Port Blaven as it seems necessary. The two of you land. Roll an Arcana check.
Not best skill. Maybe. I don't have anything. 16.
There is a moment while you're flying, but it feels almost as if you hit a pocket of turbulence. But it recovers quickly, and you're able to land with no issue.
Did you feel that?
I feel what?
Oh, don't worry.
As you start standing in front of the Devil's Deal.
And we'll head in and specifically looking for potions of haste, resistance, things like that. We don't have to do it in game, do it out of game, whatever.
You step in. Well, actually, as you go to open the door, you see the door open, and several. There are a couple, looks to be about 3 mages, various races. They're wearing like the official marks of the Arcane Academy, and they're carrying large boxes that you can feel energy thrumming from. As they walk up to excuse you, as they just kind of move past you, heading down to the street. Sam kind of looks. Yes, busy day. You step in. You do not see Halifar anywhere, but behind the counter, there is a very pale-skinned individual. He has silver hair cut very short, deep emerald green eyes. Looks like a drow, a dark elf. He's just kind of standing there. As you approach, he looks up and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Halifax is busy.
Busy with.
He's working on some project. He's asked not to be disturbed. Can I help you with anything?"
I was really hoping to speak with him. If you could just send him that message.
He asked not to be disturbed, sir. I'm sorry. Forgive me, my name is Adant. I'm recently acquired here. He hired me a few days ago. Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
It's good to meet you. I'm Ricard. This is Sam. We are of the Natural Ones.
He speaks about your group.
Good, I hope.
Oh, he has nothing but good things to say about all of you. Grand adventurers and warriors, heroes of Port Blaven. It's an honor to serve you. How can I be of assistance?
And I'm looking for potions of any helpful potions in combat. Haste, blessing, resistances, anything that might be useful.
So, more protective potions.
Protective, maybe some offensive. I saw one of our own use some kind of potion. He grew like 10 times his size one.
Oh, sounds like a potion of enlargement.
Something like that.
I'll be honest, we have a few. Most for potions, though, you want to go to check out the apothekists or the alchemists for those. Let's see what we have in stock. Follow me. Roll me a luck roll.
Burn up. Oh man, 4.
4.
We ain't found shit.
You walk over, you see most of the potion area is empty. There are a couple of the familiar deep red hued healing potions. On a 4, though, I'll give you something. On a 4, roll me a d6.
5.
5. Okay. Goes, well, we do have this one here that Mr. Halifaw is very good at making. There are 2 of these. This potion is a sparkling gold mist that kind of just seems to move around inside, but when he picks the bottle up and kind of tilts it, you see it moves and acts like water. Across the front of it is a little like piece of parchment stuck to it. It reads the Potion of Advantage. When you drink this potion, you get advantage on an ability check, attack roll, saving throw of your choice that you make within the next hour. You can drink it and choose to basically, I want to use the effect now. So like a conscious effect kind of thing.
Sure. About how much are these?
We have 2 of these. These are each 150 gold apiece.
Sure. I'll hand him the 3 platinum.
It's a little steep, but
It takes 3. He hands you 2 potions of advantage.
And you said the apothecary may have more.
Apothecist, they may be a better show than the alchemist. There should be another apothecary down the street from here. We do. So he kind of goes. We do have a couple of more dangerous ones that Master Halifax picked up in his travels. He normally doesn't like to parade these out, but you are the natural ones. I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I showed you a couple of these potions.
He's always here.
He's working.
He learned a trick with this one guy named Zaris, apparently.
Ceres.
No. I'm messing with Jeff.
It's like God.
Yeah, the Wednesday night game I played with Jeff, apparently there was this one guy named Zaris. He's fucking everywhere. Everything stepped into his shop.
One of those guys. Huh? Nice.
Just nurse joy. He said every one of these shops.
To be
That's my
fair,
cousin.
in the end, I did learn that were it not for him, Artie would have died. So I guess I kind of have to give him some credit.
Some credit. Had not been for him, he wouldn't be fucking king.
Yeah, that was interesting. Told him, just give me a nice, simple background, nothing too elaborate. I'm the son of the king.
You're welcome.
All right.
Jose must be a king. How can you tell? There's
He's
gold
going
shit
to
all
show
over him.
All right.
You shit.
Vote for you.
Vote for the king.
You okay
Not
with
being
that?
oppressed.
All right. So.
Autonomous collective.
He goes into the back. You hear your bottle's gonna tinker around for a moment. Where is it? Oh, here it is. He pulls out a potion that looks like liquid gold. There's a single scale suspended inside this potion. Roll me a D20.
That's cocked.
How did that happen? 17.
17. So I go with Millis now. So it's not chromatic, it's not metallic, it's not gem, so it's one of the primordial dragons.
Ooh.
So we said 17?
17.
Actually, no, that moves into one of the. Oh. Okay.
Shiny.
Inside is a scale that is as black as the night sky, with starlight speckled inside of it. It goes, this is a potion of dragon's majesty.
Pay attention, Reed. Pay attention to the shopkeep.
The scale inside is from a void dragon.
Really?
I have no idea how Master Halifar got his hand on a void dragon scale. However, when you drink this potion, you transform into the adult version of this dragon. The transformation lasts for 1 hour. Any equipment you are wearing or carry melts into your new form or falls to the ground, your choice. For the duration, you use the game statistics of the adult dragon instead of your own, but you retain languages, personality, memories. You cannot use the dragon's change shape, legendary, or lair actions. She goes, this is probably one of the most expensive items in his shop. It's, as he shows you the price tag, you see 1 million gold pieces.
We got that.
We don't. I don't quite have that much gold. But that is quite an interesting piece of merchandise you have there.
I'm going to make my notation, because you rolled it, that Halifar's shop includes
120 platinum in match.
Potion of Void Dragon's Majesty.
1 million.
$1 million.
That's actually not that much nowadays.
Once you meet a void dragon, you never forget that little bonus-looking motherfucker.
And if there's nothing, if there's not anything else,
Well, I just, look, I work on commission.
It's
I was
fine.
kind of
It's
hoping.
fine.
Let me see what else we have.
No.
You want something a little bit more, just more defensive, so to speak?
sure.
Well, let me see what we have here as he goes back and looks around some more.
Level 0.
We do have a couple of potions of resistance, I believe, still.
That's what I'm looking for.
See, make sure. Yeah, there I come. Okay. Roll me. You rolled a 4 on the luck roll, so he's only going to have 2 of them. Then. Now roll me a d10, please. Actually, so you do that when you drink it, so don't roll it yet. We do have 2 potions of resistance. These are each 150 gold pieces apiece as well.
So, okay.
Another 300 gold for the pair of them.
All right.
So you have 2 potions of resistance.
Resistance of.
When you drink them, you roll a d10, and then that decides it.
Oh, okay.
You
All right.
resist.
There's a giant question mark on the bottom that says "Drink me?" Question mark.
Oh, damn.
Go
That,
ask
thank
the
you
host.
for your hospitality and service.
magic
And
stacks.
if you would
Magic
please
stacks.
leave a message for Master Halifar that I dearly wish to speak with
I need
him.
to make a
Come on,
wisdom
naked.
check for this guy. Okay, he's fine. I will let Master Halifar know, of course. Yes. Please enjoy your day. Come back and see us at the Devil's Deal.
Of course. I guess we'll go find
The apothecist.
the. Yeah, sure.
Finrio,
Yes, sir.
as you are strolling back down the streets of Port Blaven, you see. Roll me a perception check.
That's not great. 15.
You see a familiar emerald sheened blur fly over the top of you.
I freeze for a second because I think I've been caught.
Why is everybody being so suspicious?
He passes on. Nothing happens.
I will continue. I'm assuming I'm going to get supplies or something.
He
Okay.
told you he'd handle it.
He wouldn't even let me help.
No. Nope, this is a gift.
Ah.
Tis a gift.
So where are you heading then, Finrio?
If I can't do that, then I'm going to go in with what Finn would put as important. He's gonna go get the supplies for the course
Okay.
and start work on that.
You finally someone is going to. Okay, so you're heading to the Carpenters Guild.
I am indeed, because I got to get permission.
Let me
I
get
have
back
that
here and get
noted
the name
down.
of this dude.
It's about time somebody went back to the
Look, he was
carpenters.
so cool. I liked him.
The leader of the carpenters is named Jesus.
Don't know why they didn't do that.
Jesus Christo.
You are mispronouncing it. It's Jesus.
Remember in the Passion when he tried to sell his mom on the table?
What?
What?
Who?
Seen the movie?
No, I'm worth the Passion Quest. I actually haven't seen it.
Really?
It's been so long since I've seen it. I
Well,
don't
my
remember that.
church took a trip to see it in theaters, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what the
And
hell am I doing there?
In it, he built like a dinner table
Yeah.
like this.
Oh,
And
okay.
His
Oh,
wife was like,
the-
how are
the
they going
way-
to sit to
the
see it?
way
'Cause they
you-
sit on the floor.
The way you said
And so
that.
it was-
Yeah, the way you said that,
Yeah, tried to
a
sell
whole
his-
different implementation was
tried to
in-
sell his mom on it. It's like,
on the
Yeah.
table.
Ma, it's a dinner table. It's like, well,
No.
how are we gonna sit?
No, what you said was he sent his mom on the table. Can I get $5? $5, $5.
Yeah,
I hit
that's
10.
what I heard. Yeah. All right. So
She's
it's easy to find the Carpenters Guild Hall of Fort Laven as you step up and knock on the door. People say the door opens and a familiar gnome standing there goes, "Well, it's nice to see you again. How can I be of assistance?"
It is good to see you again as well.
By the way, I cannot find his name. Was a part of like the older notes I set aside.
Speedy.
Speedy.
We
It
called
was
him
Speedy.
Speedy.
Yeah,
No,
call
call
him
him
Speedy.
Speedy.
That was his nickname. I can't
It was
remember
his
his actual
nickname.
name.
What his actual name was, I don't know.
I think we all just heard.
We
Heard
just
him
went
as
We
Speedy.
all heard him say Speedy, and with how he is, we all heard that and
We all
ran.
went with it.
I gotta go through my notes. I'm sure it's
Screw it. His name's Spadarian now.
Then die.
Spadarian Thacker.
So that's it, Spadarian Thacker. Yes, thank you.
Eleanor
Good, that
Skydrop.
was- It was in my other notebook.
Just be honest.
Spadarian Thacker.
I can make up
Because
this
that was a joke. His name was
Sam
Speedy. Yeah.
Oh, it's-
But man, we blinked and turned around and the door was done. So I mean,
So you kind of motions for you to step inside of the guild hall. You step in, you see like various people at schematics. You see them like carving like small model versions of things. As he walks in. So you looking to commission something, or just want to get permission to build something?
I'm looking for permission to build something.
Okay, well, what did you have in mind? Just want to make sure it's not going to be at fault with any standing jobs put forth to the Carpenters Guild.
Going to pull out some paper and a pencil, and as I describe to him what it is I'm trying to build, I'll sketch out the whole design for the whole course.
So he looks and says, "Oh, you're building this on your own property, are you?"
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I don't know. As far as I remember on my records, the last thing you had asked the Carpenters Guild, I'm loving how much he's about to die right now with his voice. The Carpenters Guild to build was those doors, which how are they holding up?
Fantastically.
Glad to hear it. I don't see this is going to be any issue, though a construction of this size would probably need the permission of the council zoning commissioner. I would recommend speaking to him before you begin any building processes, and we would be more than willing to sell you any wood materials you'll need for said construction.
That was going to be my next question, so perfect.
Very well. Do you have an idea of how much you're going to need, or would you like me to put together a list for you?
We've got the dimensions here, so if you'd like to go ahead and get the list, I can go get started with getting that permission.
Very well. If you'll give me a moment, he says he just slowly takes the paper, kind of start, and it's just.
I just picture the drawing being the chutes and ladders.
I mean, you're not far off.
Goes here.
I'm just an interdimensional space chicken. So he looks and
I
goes.
work with this man every day.
So he looks down, after a few moments of like rapid notation, he goes, "I think we can get you set up with everything here for 475 gold pieces."
I will hand it over.
Thank you very much. You see him write down, he signs off, take this out to the warehouses. You did bring a cart, didn't you?
How much?
Cart rental is 5 gold for an entire day.
Is there anyone about, an apprentice or someone, who wouldn't mind making a few extra gold
What's the
to
delivery
deliver
fee?
it?
What's the delivery fee?
Well, we do offer a delivery fee. We'll load it, deliver it, unload it for 20 gold pieces.
Absolutely.
Unions or counters.
Finn's
That
fine with
gotta
the
take
laser
care of
axe.
folk.
What's the total? What's that?
Total's gonna be 495 gold pieces.
Alrighty, I will pass over that other 20.
Thank you very much, sir.
Is that why Finnegan is a freelancer? He doesn't agree with
Car-
the unions?
Carpentry Guild of Port Blaven wishes you a good day.
And a good day to you.
Turns and goes, "Why, Malachi, what are you working on?" Just kind of walks off to America.
Need a free market.
I'm going to go find this next guy that I need to go get permission from.
All right.
Now that I've already paid for everything.
And hope you get permission.
All right. So as you go deal with the bureaucracy of Port Blaven,
It is easier to ask forgiveness than
You
permission.
already knew
Look,
the
I have friends on the council, and I will pull strings if I need to.
Well, evidently he's not taking phone
Who's
calls
gonna
right
come
now.
to us and tell us to take it down?
What are we gonna do? Kill them?
Look,
I mean,
Nathaniel
it's an
might would go
answer.
that route. Finn is going to get permission, or his dad will show up in the middle of the night and probably stab him.
Kieran goes back. It's
See,
like,
Nathaniel
he's going
just
over
skips
the
the
weekend. We got people just
bureaucracy.
doing their jobs. It's like, well, they crossed us.
There's a reason.
Like, you guys are ahead of us. Oh, wow.
Here it is.
So you are heading toward the council building. We'll cut now to Nathaniel. Where are you at, sir?
Nathaniel was still at the house.
Still at the house, okay.
Uh,
We have you still at the house currently as well.
Invisible at the. He's on the damn walls.
Sorndrin, you were at the basement working with the kids. And then Kieran, you were up in your room, correct?
Yeah, after I had talked to Zornton, I ran away and.
Yes, that's great. By the way, I
He
killed the
murdered
bird.
people.
if I remember correctly, the kids had started coming running up because of the big
Yeah,
bear,
the owlbear.
Yes!
which got put into their room.
Yes.
Got drug up to their room by Gola. Just kidding.
And Donnie.
And Donnie.
And Donnie.
For a
that's
payment.
right. For a payment. So,
Because Nathaniel is actually going to go to the kids' rooms and knock on their door.
roll me a perception check as you.
Can I take passive?
Sure. What's your
22.
22. As you step into the door, you just hear. Hee! Something. Hee!
As long as it's being repeated, I'm not worried about them hurting themselves as I knock on the door.
Sound is not what worries you, it's silence.
There's a
Yeah.
stop. Then all of a sudden, like, you hear the noise of stop. Then.
Overshot it.
There's a moment that you just the door opens and you see Vrick, the young male dragamorn, like kind of rubbing his rubs his back as he opens the door. Yes,
Hit hard?
I missed the bear. And, you see that they like pillows, this large owl bear. It looks like they've like turned a bookshelf around, put all the books off of it to make it look like a little ladder leading up. It's like maybe a like 5-foot drop. Gola currently sitting in the
Until
middle.
bookshelf falls on him.
Currently sitting in the middle of all the pillows, just kind of sitting like.
I feel like as an adult, I should tell you how to stop.
This time you
But
see,
on the other hand, I didn't see any of this.
about this time you look in to see Donnie just kind of like sitting there near the bookshelf. Like every time it starts to wobble, he leans up, reaches, like puts a massive paw on it, keeps it steady, then lays back down.
Thank you for being the responsible one between the two of us.
You see as he slowly stands up, looks at you, looks back at the kids, looks at you like, please don't let them hurt themselves, and walks past you out of the room, heading back to Kieran's room.
Well, I was going to see if any of y'all wanted to go out to the town with me.
Roll me a persuasion roll.
22.
I don't know why you're rolling.
Gola hit a nat 20.
Yeah.
They absolutely want to go to town.
So, Yorok and the two twins are yes. Gola, the youngest, she doesn't want to. She's enjoying the owlbear too much.
I will let y'all know. I actually plan for y'all to chase me. Y'all get a prize for whoever catches me.
Oh dear.
Yorok slowly reaches
Kids are like,
over
"We're
and
good,
picks up
thanks."
the sword,
Playing with the
puts it in the sheath, just staring at you very warily.
You make me proud.
Come on.
The three of them just kind of step out. Close
We're
the
gonna
door.
start at the gate. Whoever
Okay.
catches me gets the prize.
Okay. The three of them kind of follow you down to the gate.
Yeah, no one's asked the prize yet.
Actually, Yorok says, "What's the prize?"
A wand that can pick up anything of a certain size.
It's a magic wand.
Whenever we get downstairs, Nathaniel will put out his hand with the wand in it to bring a cup over from the kitchen because it's the small bring back thing.
Yeah.
Child, if you catch me, here's a gun.
The three of them just like, yeah. They go, 1 second. They start whispering up to themselves.
Remember, there's only one wand, so only one person can get it.
yes.
As
Make the children
Nathaniel
turn on each
starts
other.
walking out the door.
They quickly follow you, whispering. What languages do you speak, Nathaniel?
Doesn't matter.
As they step outside the threshold of the door, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
I don't speak Draconic.
Okay. So what you get is you hear. Okay. So here's the plan. What we're going to do is first, you're going to take the.
That's completely fine.
Jokes on
We're
you.
walking. We hit the edge of the gate.
Okay.
Dimension door. I'm on top of the nearest roof.
Yes.
Dirty
You
Nathaniel
absolute
cheats.
dick. You have
Oh, you think Nathaniel's gonna be fair with a 3-on-1 to
Why did
right
you
out the
present
gate?
it? You're the same age as them combined.
Read Dimension Door for me, please.
Hey, Sorgen, let's play a game. If you can grab this, I'll give you money. Go. You think I'm gonna be fair with this? Life's tough, bitch.
You and up to one willing medium-sized creature within 5 feet of you are instantly teleported to a designated spot within range.
You got the word he needed.
Okay. Because as soon as you hit the gate, Yorok's leapt for you. And he rolled a total of an 18 for his dexterity. Which I'll roll as high enough that he leapt through the dimension after. That was the question. So yeah, as you land, you hear
So
a-
is there now a child
you hear
falling
a-
off a roof?
No, we would land on a roof.
Not at his momentum.
Not to mention, none of these roofs flat.
Yeah.
Karen's in his room just like reading a book.
The funniest part of that is Kieran reading a book.
Yeah.
I would like to make myself smarter. Someone Finnegan's judging me for this still.
roll me a luck roll, Montel.
Finnegan walks by.
3.
Like, you're bettering yourself.
Thankfully, because I do have my map set up for this, the nearest the nearest like size buildings to you are like small, maybe 10 foot.
Yeah.
So the fall will not hurt. However, he does land hard.
It will be severe. There will be beatings.
And you hear a snap as he suddenly
I
comes
have
up
a-
holding his arm.
I have a stick. I have a new beating stick.
It's like Neville.
It's just down in the basement. Something takes. Etched into the stick.
Actually,
have a
I
death
have
note?
a question
Okay.
real quick.
Stick.
Would the nearest house have been within
Snap.
30 feet? Like, to get to the nearest roof?
30 feet. Not taking that's not your perimeter wall is, and that's only like 8 feet tall. So you just would have like poured up to the top of the perimeter wall because the nearest house is about.
Well, because instead of doing Dimension Door, I just realized I have Misty Step, which can't bring creatures.
Okay, then we'll
So I
back
would have
up.
done Misty Step.
Okay, so you
What I'm
step.
hearing is, I fucked up. How do I save
What I'm
my
hearing
ass?
is, don't tell mom, don't tell mom. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
So as you miss the step, you hear with your first step, you do hear a and turn to see Yarax is just basically like dove after you, hit the dust, cobblestone, and just you hear like all at once like 3 voices. Hey!
Oh, their comments coming along.
And guess what? Now the chase is on. And he dashes across the
What are you doing?
top of the wall.
I need to roll a petty check for Yarax.
Petty ch-
We'll get to that later.
Thank you.
I just learned this from.
Kieran.
I saw Uncle
See, if you're
Griffey
sitting there
this.
reading, you can sit there reading. You see your door kind of push open, and Donnie walks in.
The cat goes meow.
Looking and soft.
Donnie, did you know this?
Kind of, Donnie looks at you, goes and lays down.
Remember the old Old McDonald turn things?
Yeah, the cow says.
I think he's a new War and Peace, and he's just like, moo. Amazing! The world of knowledge is at my
About
fingertips.
10 minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes after Donnie's walked back in, you hear like stomping feet up the stairs, and it comes to your door. You just hear, "Mr. Kieran, it's Yarax. Can we borrow Donnie?
What?
Track down Montel."
Why are you trying?
Because he, like you see a kind of a bruised black dragonborn and the 2 twins. They're just looking like mad. It's like he told us that we could catch him. He'd give us this cool wand, and then the moment we hit the gates to where it would start, he teleported. He used magic. It's not fair. And Donnie can track anybody, and we want that wand. It's real cool. It picks stuff up and brings it to you.
All right. Sure. Donnie.
This Rhea actually goes, actually, Mr. Kieran, he didn't say we couldn't have help. You want to come help us hunt Montel?
As much as I would love to, I'm kind of in the middle of
nothing.
Well, that's not true. I am in the middle of things.
I'm in the middle of a crisis.
I'm going through a life crisis. Not a midlife, a life. Consistently. Year by year. I'll tell you what. You can have Donnie.
Okay.
He'll come help you.
Okay.
Donnie, I want you to follow them. Do what they say. And I mean this with the utmost sincerity. Do whatever you need to capture Nathaniel. I'm talking Maximus from Tangle. He's gonna find him.
Maximum overdrive.
You remember not too long ago where an awakened spell was cast on Donnie. And for a moment, the gleam that comes to his eye, the twitch of a smirk, you're almost certain that there's still some of that power left in your canine companion. As he slowly stands and begins like to stalk out of the room.
Oh, first, wait,
Your
wait,
dog
wait.
could do this, he
If-
would
if-
be.
If Nathaniel's already decided that he's not gonna play fair, I cast Pass Without a Trace on all of them.
The door slowly shuts. All right. So sword's ready.
This
What-
is how you
where
make
are you? You're off at the
fun.
house this
The
morning.
chicken bones.
I'm
Chicory King.
So I'm still down in the basement, like just kind of putting up the stuff and
Yeah.
taking the stick, kicking more sand onto the acid
Yeah.
spots, and he's sitting here thinking because he felt something change with the shapes changed slightly.
Yeah.
The feeling, and he's never sat and thought about it. So he's gonna take 10 minutes. He's gonna draw stuff in the sand with a stick
Yeah.
and do legend lore on the sword because he did specifically call out to whoever owned the sword before when it changed in his mind. That's kind of how he's thinking. So he wants to know more about this item or this person or anything involved
Okay.
with it.
Let me read legend lore real quick.
Spells and then literally turn
Nice.
Okay. So, as you kind of sit and begin to meditate with, you have flare. Yeah, you have flare. You see it being wielded in battles, ancient battles, long past. Fire gleaming in every swing and strike. The blade seeming to move in the light like a living flame. You can feel yourself reaching back further and further. And suddenly you're standing in a place where it's almost very like rocky desert like. Roll me a d20 out of your wisdom to that.
It was a one. It's not much better. So just straight wisdom?
Yeah.
That's going to be a 12.
12. It wasn't very high because it's just the area you're in, and from what you're seeing around you, it looks like you're on the fire plane. You see a figure working on this item as he's building it. This strange sword in front of him. The sword at this point even still looks ancient. As he suddenly reaches over and you see him pull a small box. Opening it, inside is this ruby, this gemstone just seems to be alight with fire. As he takes it out, and you can see his fingers actually smoldering and smoking from the heat. As he presses it down into this blade, you watch as the blade seems to adhere to it, pulling and taking it over. Before he turns and kind of staggering, wraps the blade in this, it looks to be something like skin or scale type material, before turning and handing it to a figure wearing a glistening suit of armor. Even though the fire plate is a very hot place, this individual does not look very, very discomforted. The armor has a full mask and plate helmet, so you can't see anything about it. But the figure reaches as he takes the sword, and just with a nod turns and leaves. And that's where your legend lore kind of fades out.
Okay.
Anything else?
He's going to look over the sword, kind of think on it, but I think he's going to kind of stick down here for a little while and just kind of practice.
Okay. Grim. We left off, you were just kind of meandering around the house, not doing anything, cleaning up in the kitchen. So as you step out of the kitchen at the time, dragging or walking down the stairs with Donnie. So what are you doing? Like they all look like they've got purpose on their face. Like they're
War paint.
Well, a little bit of war paint, yeah, they're on a mission.
Where are you guys going?
You see Yarix looks at you and goes, "We're hunting Nathaniel." Just
Have fun.
Oh.
I thought you said he was a bird.
As Vria, the young,
We have to
the young,
watch that movie now.
the young female red dragon comes, goes, "You want to come?"
Oh no. You go ahead and do your own thing.
Okay. Door closes.
Just- You're right.
Doorman. Yep.
Don't hit him with the sharp end.
Okay. A bit of a like disappointment as the door shuts.
You should just let him hit him with the sharp end.
Yeah. Maybe learn.
So
a
Grim,
thing.
what are you doing currently?
At this point, Grim would actually probably go to the backyard over by the fountain and start doing his exercises.
All right.
Can't get dull.
Fair enough. Roll me a performance check, but add your strength modifier.
Strength modifier to
Yeah.
Which is now a 6.
You see my lasting spirit.
Actually, have you attuned to the belt yet?
I'll
say actually.
I would
say
say-
by-
I would
say
we had
by
more than an
now,
hour.
yes.
Yeah, I'll say you have. Yeah.
I'd say by now I would have. And then I would have had to reattune to my armor. But anyway, try again. Motherfucker. Well, this belt's doing me jack shites. I got a 10. Is that good?
He's not cooking. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's totally the problem.
Are you going through?
Huh?
With the belt?
With the belt,
Yeah, with the belt you have a
No.
+6.
yeah, and without my charisma modifier. Oh, that actually is a little bit better. Shit, that's a 14.
14.
Then.
Are you practicing your forms with Grimfrost or?
Yeah.
So as you're
Start with that, and then just like push-ups
Yeah.
or
so you start with your basic calisthenics,
Yeah.
and then you move
Salmon
into
ladder.
and then you move into the actual like movements with Grimfrost.
or
As the thing is that even because it's still like the winter solstice is fast approaching. You're in the midpoint of the winter months. It's cold, but even then, as you move, you see like it almost like the air around Grimfrost is warm, and so steam and smoke rise off of it as it moves and passes. Like at one point, you kind of slide. You see like a little falling, like a falling pine cone as you quickly go to slice through, freezing it on impact before continuing through the two frozen halves. This is an ancient weapon. This is a weapon of sheer cold. You've heard stories about beyond the Vales, north of Stornacor, where like the air is sometimes so cold it freezes the very breath in your lungs. That is the type of cold that this axe deals with. And there's something familiar about it. Something about that ice that just almost sings, calls to you, calls to that part of your brain that you touch every time you rage out. You feel the strength of that orc heritage just endure, and build and envelop you. Something about the ice calls to that part, that orcish part of your brain. Roll me an attack roll.
I like this weapon. I'm not using it. You're terrible. Not raging. That's a 23.
As you're moving through your form, swinging it, getting more and more in tune with the belt, with the axe. As you finally move into the last form, as you bring the axe around as a slice, not realizing just how close you had gotten to the stone barrier wall around you, you watch as you swing it like a hot knife through cold butter. The stone just seems to part around the frozen blade of the axe. Frost and ice run up from the walls a good 2-3 feet above it on the stone. As you stand and look at the blade, no chip, no dings. It's like literally it just passed straight through, parting the stone.
I'm gonna need to fix that.
Gotta go to the stone mixing skill.
So
We cut back
May
now.
I get permission?
We cut
fix
back
our
now to
wall?
Finnegan, as you have entered into the top one of the towers of the Arcane Academy. This large cylindrical room. You see bookshelves running around the majority of it. There are several large, like glass cabinets containing various items of arcane design. A large desk kind of sitting in the half moon shade. A massive bay window behind it. You see off to the side of it this large black cabinet. As you step in with the Archmage, as he points to the cabinet, walking over, he goes, "These are the stones." He opens and unlocks it. You see that there are a total of, there are 4 other stones here, each marking the 4 other regions: the North Weald, the Sunderlands, East Vale, and Perth. The 4 other realms, including the 5th realm of Scotterbray, in the nation of Waldemar. These are how the Archmages communicate between each other. Currently, we have another meeting where we are all supposed to come together to discuss things just before sundown here in about 3-4 hours or so. They are also beginning to feel the effects of this change in the source of magic, though it seems as if Port Blaven is a center point or a gate into it, that the more energy is being focused back through our connection to the ley line.
Okay. Does he have a map in
He
here
does.
somewhere?
He does.
Okay.
You see the various. It's actually, where is the book?
Where's this book?
Similar to the various maps of Wildweir. This one is just showing this half.
Okay. So, I would support Blaven. So, the ley line, the choke point, was taking it back north. You said.
Well,
correct?
it was coming from the north,
Okay.
where it would flow out like a hand this way.
Mm-hmm.
But from here and various other points connecting to the cities, it was like it was being pulled backwards. These are the 5 prime ley lines of Wildweir.
Okay.
The other ones are very smaller trickles of mana. That's why magic's still working, but it's difficult to use. Roll me an Arcana check. With advantage because of your goggles. Actually, I'm going to ask this for you, Finian. How do you carry Alor's key? Like, where is it? Like, how do you carry it?
Typically, as a walk.
Just as a walk. Cool. So you roll me an Arcana check.
Oh no.
With advantage, I rolled a 2 and a 3.
So it gives you a 30.
18.
18.
50.
And I don't have any inspiration, I don't think. Where did I?
All right.
You gave me inspiration for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I
The
did.
Marta
Yeah.
comment.
Oh,
Yeah, there was. So you'd have one. You'd have 1 point. Yeah.
okay. I would use that inspiration right now. Because those rolls are terrible.
For you.
For you.
There we go. That was a 30.
Okay. Believe it or not, this actually was a high DC. So you wanted.
Oh, the
Don't forget your other advantage, so maybe you could crit it.
Yeah, you could roll again with it.
You could get a 35.
Remember, inspiration lets you re-roll the entire set.
Okay.
Now we're just getting shit, honestly, but
No, 30.
Okay. So
That was really close to being
as
at 20.
as you're kind of looking at the map, you're kind of looking, following, and your attention brings your attention passes through because I don't know if I actually described what it looks like. Alor's key is this large, like platinum silver staff. The moment you grabbed it, it shrunk to a more usable size for a gnome. But at the top,
I'm sorry. A
Halfling?
what?
sorry, a halfling. I don't know why you think you're a gnome. I guess because the miniature I got for you was actually technically a gnome from Pathfinder. But again, Pathfinder's size.
This discrimination against halflings
all
will not
audacity.
stand. I have a drink.
So, as you're looking over, Alor's key also at the very top has it's shaped like a keyhole. and there are 3 golden rings that kind of dangle and move inside of it. As your attention passes through that keyhole, for a moment, you're not looking at the map. You actually can see as you pass over and through it. You see the line. You see the ley lines, like almost like a magnifying glass. You actually see the directions they're flowing. You can see various points, like eddies and flowing and coalescing and being pulled back. The flow, as you're looking at it, actually moving off the map of Wildweir toward the Western Sea, across the Clismic Ocean, across the Clismic Sea.
It's going off the edge of the world.
Look here, FCG.
It's like, she reminds me of Sinbad. What's that? Yep.
As you're staring at this, there's an image that flashes into your head once more, this time of Alor's Gate. But not in its ruined state. This one is pristine, almost new, and you can see an elven figure standing there, looking up, looking at the gate, almost as if you can tell he's not expecting, but he is almost as though he finished a great labor. Before he turns and he raises his hand. And for a moment you think the spell he's cast is Dimension Door, except it's not like the normal magical aura that opens around it, but it's almost like when you were in between the realms. That's what you see as he steps through, suddenly reappearing somewhere else, before whatever magic the key is giving you to see this fades away.
So it looked like he went to the ethereal plane?
It looked like he passed through the ethereal plane and roved somewhere else. A teleportation not known through magic, like through any magic you know. As the vision fades again, Alor's key seems to warm in your hand.
And we are how many days out from the solstice?
Little under 3 days now. It's about 2.5 days.
I'm gonna ask him how long has it been since you've noticed the issue with the ley lines?
Well, originally we noticed some, I guess, sluggishness, little over. I'm trying to get my timelines here because how long ago I've been back. Little over a fortnight ago. It's a little over 2 weeks.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
About the time you guys were dealing with Zytherin in the Underdark.
True coincidence. Not related.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's like the stories are connected.
Correlation is not causation.
I will
I mean,
sacrifice
this
my
is
other arm.
D&D. It totally.
Going fast.
Look, why are all the voices in Finnegan's head having an argument right now?
Because he's
Legion
so,
over here.
I hate
Because
when that happens.
There's just that one. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it.
He's the one that usually wins.
actually, I have not said anything about burning everything down.
We're talking about the voices in my head.
Yeah, he pointed at me for
Think
that.
I'm crazy enough to listen to you?
Yes, sometimes.
This way.
Because it's just scary
That's
whenever I
right.
start making sense. Please, Lisa.
I will tell
Hate to be
him
fucking different, didn't he?
I didn't hear what y'all
Hermie
said.
wants to be.
when he confers with the other archmages, see if they can discern a pattern into which direction the ley lines are reversing.
It is one thing we are currently looking into. I will keep you informed. Because while I do not often approve of your methods, Mr. Finnegan, I have it on good authority that you are probably one of the more powerful, independent wizards in the world.
So you have heard of
Baby,
it.
where's the shaft?
Damn. He'll need a
Lady
Goliath's
Yeleva
door
often
now.
spoke highly of you.
He'll need a Goliath's door now.
Makes sense. Never heard of you. Never spoke to you at all. No idea who you are.
If you will excuse me, I need to deal with some business.
Insight check.
Roll me an insight check.
How's your inside?
He's just tired.
Haven't heard any complaints yet.
No, he does have business to get to, but he also wants, he's like, please get this halfling out of my office.
I'm tired of your shit.
Alright. I'll go back out to Reginald.
Alright?
Start heading back to the home.
Okay.
The house. The homestead.
You head back to the homestead. Rakara,
Yes.
roll me a perception check.
What's with all these perception checks?
Once
See
you
if
look
you
at
notice
something,
shit,
what
bro.
do you see? Rakara, watch out for that.
I'm gonna burn another.
Before you burned, what did you roll?
7. Total of 12.
Okay, this is not a high DC kind of thing.
Well, 7 plus 6 is 11.
13.
13, my bad. So 13.
How did you get lower than 12?
Alright, so
Does 13 make it?
you're fine. 13's good.
He gets into size school.
So,
Sandrin's now in the basement setting up an math class for everybody.
What?
They are applied to
Sergeant,
school.
don't you
Make a
think
joke
they should
'cause it-
start with basics before they get to calculus? Calculus is the basics.
Look,
Everything
I just
runs
blown
off of it.
gold at people
And
who do math
geometry,
for
and
me.
trigonometry.
That's why I
Wait,
like
did we
generic
not
role-playing app
actually-
that does the math for
yeah.
me.
So,
Like,
Uh,
did you
that's how
enroll
you
in
bloody
school?
it takes you,
Actual
takes you a few moments, it takes you a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But you do manage to locate an apothecary.
Okay.
Nathaniel goes
Uh,
and registers them during this little game.
This one is, which one is this? Because the scene, we got the seamstress,
You have a seamstress, but you don't have a potion seller.
I do, I just have to get the name of it.
And then you also have haberdashers.
A haberdasher.
Haberdasher.
Belts, hats, wallets.
Hats.
Hats
Alright.
and wallets.
Habits.
See, the correct answer is
And
we need a
they're
pawn shop.
bunnies. And they're rabbits.
I need another place I can get banned from.
What?
Huh?
The apothecary, the apothecary shop is known as the Drip Drop Shop.
Of course.
Didn't that just open up in Macomb? One of the new local dispensaries.
I want ice cream. Let's go to the trip.
I will open the door for Sam, let her go in first.
Sam
and then
kind of
we'll...
steps in and followed by you. As you step in, you are almost, it's almost like an assault to the nostrils, but the various smells in this place. All of which are like herbal smells, various plants and other different flora, various things like that. It's very, very dark as you kind of step into this place.
Here's a blue potion. If its effects last for more than 4 hours.
See, clear.
Not that guy.
We have a cleric in house. Oh, gives you a second one.
Oh,
You're fine.
I should probably grab this for Finnegan. He asked me to grab this. It's not mine, Sam. I don't know what.
All I have to say is if y'all run me that potion and bring it to Sandra, Derek knows the nurse trick on making that go away. And
We're
he
not,
would
no,
do
we're
it.
dead. Okay. So, as you step in,
Yeah, we're not doing a meet the Fockers.
your eyes kind of finally adjust to the low light in this room. You see in the very back a kind of larger but still feminine looking form
as you just hear, I'll be with you in a second. One moment, please. The figure before turning, setting this large basket. It looks to be various flowers and such. They have large, almost it looks like elven-like ears. They're a lot thicker. Their nose broader, has almost a pink tinge to it. A purplish gray skin tone, as their bright green hair kind of pulled back into a ponytail. It's a fearbulk, as she kind of turns around. Yes, because folks, I don't know why, for some reason, the way Mercer described it made it seem like they were cow people. Fearbulk are giantkin. In 3.5, they just look like humans. So, yeah, she kind of turns and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to the Drip Drop Shop. I am Tulip. How may I help you?"
The shop down the street was wiped out of any potion inventory. We were directed to come to here.
Oh,
the
the
best shop on the street.
Yes, you mean the Devil's Deal.
Yes.
Mr. Halifar has been very, very welcoming. I've only set up shop here within the past few weeks. But yes, what kind of potions or potion ingredients are you looking for?
Anything to help in tricky situations, combat, defensive, offensive.
You mean like poisons?
No poisons.
Okay, so more like
Like resistances, things to help.
more like protective poultices and things.
Exactly.
Oh, well, let me see what I have. I think I have some health poultices here.
This will protect against the clap.
Not really anything health-wise, any health potions, just I believe we're about to head into some fiery situations, so...
Oh, I do have several ointments of fire resistance.
That resistance, any other resistances would be nice.
What do you sort of have? Roll me a luck roll. Everybody okay? Is there a problem?
Nope, we're good.
We're good.
All fine.
Look at me,
I
I'm
swear
already
it's not
sunburned.
mine.
You don't need to behave.
No.
14.
14. All right. So, she goes in the back and brings out several like small clay jars. They have look to be it's like almost like thick parchment paper wrapped in string covering it. As she goes, I have 4. This is oil. This is fire resistant oil. If you coat it on yourself, you'll be able to withstand the You'll be able to withstand the effects of burning with fire for 10 minutes.
That sounds good.
It's a one-time use thing. Normally, a single jar like this is enough to cover most small to medium-sized creatures.
All right.
These are 50 gold apiece.
All right, that's fine. So that's 4, so 200.
We good?
Peachy.
Perfectly fine.
I'm being a good boy.
By playing on your phone.
Am I in the scene?
She goes, I also have, she goes and
If I'm the president of this scene.
she pulls down it's a bottle. Inside it's this like very, like dark kind of brown woody color. You can see bits of look like bark and tree sap floating in. She goes, this is a potion of bark skin. While drinking it, the wearer gets a +2 to their AC for 1 minute.
Add again, would that be on top of everything
Yeah,
else?
on top of everything else, yeah.
Sure.
It's 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
New shells. New shells.
Put your box in. What is that, like 100 gold?
Do you have anything a little bit more
How do you stay in business?
pricey?
He can't win. He either gets $30 potions or the $1 million potion. He is not happy.
Well,
Anything in the middle of the road?
I have more potent versions of this bark skin.
Yes.
They're it's one of the more expensive items I make.
Yes.
Sam's like,
They give a +5 bonus. For 1 minute, they're 2,000 gold pieces.
Yes. How many?
I
have 2 of them.
I'll take it.
She said, sets those down. I have several potions of water breathing and water walking. I don't suppose you'll be going into.
Water breathing, yes.
Very well. These are each 750 gold pieces.
Water walking before we fight the Kraken. No Kraken. Oh, you're not here.
The Kraken will be underwater.
So it was
I'm safe up here.
30 for the plus 2, that's the plus 5. That was 2 of those.
She
That
goes,
was
now
one of
I
those.
do have something, it's a little odd.
So how many were the water
I have 3 potions of water breathing.
water breathing for 750?
750. She goes, now I do have a very unusual potion of my own design. I really don't know how to price it. I call it a rage potion.
Oh, sounds interesting.
I've been studying the various effects of different fighters and various magics, and trying to find a way to naturally have those happen. The raging is the easiest, but at the same time, it's also the most dangerous.
It's cocaine.
It's monster.
She sets a white powder down.
It's a can of monster.
So this lasts for this will last for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a potion.
Mm-hmm.
She goes the drink. I'll just see without against this. If whoever drinks this takes a bonus action to drink,
Mhm.
the person then enters into a state much like a barbarian's rage. They have advantage on all athletics and strength-based checks. They have a +2 to their strength and constitution, and while in this form, they also gain a +3 bonus to all damage rolls. However, once the state has ended, they must make a Con DC 15 saving throw.
Or die.
On a success, they gain 1 level of exhaustion. On a failure, they gain 3 levels. So they gain 2 levels of exhaustion.
How much?
3,000 gold. It's just I've worked on it for a long time. It's one that it's kind of I haven't tested it yet.
We'll test it for you. When we
It's
get back
just
to you.
disgusting.
Back to
And that's why you go into a rage. Like you pay 3,000 for just shit, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Technically, the potion works.
It's brilliant.
It'll take me a minute to add everything up. So.
3,000 gold for this?
If that's all you have, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I hope
And I'll pass over
take
the
it
gold
back.
when I have it.
she takes the gold. Yeah,
Magical.
thank you. If I can be of any help, please don't hesitate to come back to the drip drop shop.
Of course, I'll let all my companions know.
You step out. Sam just kind of looks back and goes, "Bit of an odd one, wasn't she?"
Everybody's odd, I think.
That's fair. Isn't that Montel up there? You turn to see Nathaniel running, leaping from various.
Bang! Bang! Yahoo!
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Is it from the last fight, whenever we came back here, was it considered a different day?
No, you're still within that same day.
Okay, I just need to ask.
Good to know.
Yeah, so you're at spell slot.
Oh no, I'm not out of spell slots.
I'm reaching out to see a little.
As you're looking up and watching, you suddenly hear the sound of running feet. There's people kind of move out of the way, and you turn to see Donnie running with the Aurochs and the 2 twin red dragonborns. He's like looking up in the air, just kind of following after
What do y'all do?
the Auroch stuff. We're hunting Nathaniel. He says that we can catch him. He'll give us a magic wand. Then he cheated and went up to the top, and we got Donnie. We can find him.
Not now, we're on the hunt.
I'll reach out and stop them and. If you want anything, all you have to do is ask.
Kill Montel.
You don't have to any of this
But
nonsense.
he cheated.
He always cheats.
It's the
principle of the matter, man.
Let me rephrase that. If you want anything, all you have to do is either ask Miss Rizza or ask me when I'm in town. You don't have to do any of this.
Roll me a persuasion check.
You'll get advantage because it's my own kin.
Wait. Are you going to explain to Sam how you had a black kid? Like Dragonborn kid?
Kin. Kin. Not kids. Where are y'all's minds tonight? Good lord.
Everywhere.
Oh god.
Someone didn't take their ADHD medication and everyone else did.
I have never had it.
So what did you roll?
It's a low roll for me. It's only a 19.
Only a 19. You see Yarix goes. Okay.
Can I see?
Nope. That's all his raise.
I can see him talking to air. And also,
Roll me a perception
Here's
check.
the other question. Are you looking for them to stop and talk? Because you specifically said you were
Yeah.
running.
Do you see him
Oh.
talking to air? Or do you see him talking to his base?
Ricardo's crazy.
So roll me
I
a
would like to point out
roll me a perception check. We'll see.
29.
I'll say you stop them kind of like to gauge back where they're at, and you don't see the other ones with Donna, but you do see Yarix has stepped down and is talking with Rikara. The distance you can't hear what they're saying,
That's fine.
but you can see the two of them. all
Shrill
sudden,
whistle.
like Yarix is
Just-
kind of.
Yes, but while you see the one dragonborn right there.
Nathaniel just like shrill whistles and waves at him.
Never go.
Very much is flaunting where he's at.
Kieran, I need you to confirm this roll, please.
You got it. No, natural 20.
Okay.
Roll me another perception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
You're already in his grasp.
Wait, that's a 19. Oh wow, okay, that's even better.
Damn, by my instructions.
As you're watching, kind of like trying to see, like watch their lips, it suddenly occurs to you that Sam is gone. As you go to stand up, there is a loud poof, and you suddenly feel yourself wrapped up by various threads and cords and cable. As the way our artificers work, she used hold person, except it's basically a grappling
It's a
bullet.
bullet.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. I start falling down the roof.
You do.
Perfect. Misty step. Misty step on the ground. Start running again. Now there's a new person on him.
How wrapped up is he?
Like
how
you're
tight is it?
it's the effects of the whole person.
Does it have
spell.
semantic components?
It is the effects of the whole person spell.
Tom just starts with roll.
Just let it happen, man.
Also,
No.
just a second. What the hell?
Dance break. No,
Oh
okay,
God.
okay.
The Wintercrest rave was
You
today.
can't Misty Step when you're paralyzed or run. Because that's how hold person works.
Mm-hmm.
It specifically says paralyzed.
The thing is, technically, artificers do cast spells, but all their spells are flavored as items.
Yep.
So I guess
Counter spell.
I'm back.
Because I do have spell slots.
Can you counterspell someone that you don't realize is
You also
casting a spell?
specifically said you didn't see
the
her.
natural 20 was
Her stealth.
her stealth.
Yeah, I
She
figured.
rolled a 19 plus 8 for the shot. For the shot. So yeah. So with that, I'll say you Misty Step, but it's just, instead of falling, you now Misty Step like land and poof on the ground right in front of them. To which Yarix just walks over, looks at you and goes, tap.
Tag.
You see Sam climbing down for some boxes, putting something behind her back. She goes, I don't like cheaters. She just kind of turns and walks away.
I never cheated.
Keep that in mind.
Watch her for a moment admiringly and then walk after her.
I would like to point out, I never cheated.
And yet, when they said you cheated, you said, "Of course I did."
Yeah. I'm always going to agree when someone says I
didn't
cheat.
You said
So
you did.
with that,
Yes.
you see the two red dragonborns walk over, look at you, kind of rummage a little bit, take the wand from your hand.
Not since Donnie has someone chased their tails.
You gotta give it to him. He is the first one to hit me.
They nod, hand it to Yarrox. Yarrox looks at the wand, looks at you, looks back at the wand.
Oh my god.
Snaps on it.
Yo, man, that was the elder one.
So the
I take it Sam's not holding concentration.
no, well, no, she has. As soon as you hit, you
Yeah.
felt the
Yes, but concentration is her knife, and she cuts it.
yeah. So after a moment, you feel the bonds loosen as Yara just looks at it. Goes, nah. The chase was more fun as he throws the wand back to you.
Said no kid ever.
No. I'm a
That's
man of
my
my word,
boy.
first and foremost. My word never said I couldn't use magic.
You specified run.
Yeah. They can't use magic, so they have to run.
You watch as the two younger Reds just kind of whispering back and forth. They just kind of walk up. They snatch someone and run off. Yarrox just kind of shakes his head, following them. Donnie steps out of the shadows, like stares at you for a moment.
I wave at Donnie.
See him step back into the shadows.
I follow after the kids.
All right. So as you fall back after the kids, Finrio, you step out to the warehouse. Several various members of different races and species moving around. You step up to an individual, a male dwarf. So he walks up. What can I do for you, sir?
I am looking for the building commission. I need.
Oh, sorry. You
building
were to the
thing.
council. I'm sorry. I thought you were aware of the council. That's right. It's not that. So, stepping. Okay, as you approach the council hall, that was my mistake. I thought you were heading to the warehouse where the construction crew was. As you
Oh, no,
approach,
they were paid to do things.
yeah. As you approach the city council building, a familiar half-orc, Hindrath, kind of steps out. You see as he's talking to a few other individuals before looking at you. Oh, Finrio, one moment. We'll speak about that later. Thank you. What brings you to the council hall today? No, there are no other dragons about, are there?
Just said, but he's back at home.
So, seriously, it's not a fun look. I don't like coming here, and I have to be here. What are you doing here?
I am looking to build a bit of a training course back at the estate.
Training course.
And I'm looking for making sure I have all the correct documents signed and approved.
Oh, you want the building commissioner? Yes. What are you building?
Back home, we used to have this course set up for the different rangers and the wardens to run through and
Of course.
you know
Yes.
practice the various acrobatics, climbing, going over your obstacles, and then I'll show him
Yeah.
like a copy of the design.
You need approval to begin building.
Yes, sir.
Follow me. He turns with your design still in hand, walking back up the stairs. You see as he kind of steps in, looking around, and he points to this one very timid-looking young human. She just kind of like squeaks almost high pitched as he's like, "You, yes, sir. You remember the clerical staff, aren't you?" Yes, sir. I'm one of the administrative assistants. Good. I have my signet ring. Bring me some wax and a light and a candle, please. Okay, Mr. Hindrath. She kind of scurries off. Goes, lad, you'll be down there for hours. Let me see the plan. She just kind of looks over it. Nothing about this. As he pulls out a small quill, kind of bites the tip. You see the ink begin to flow as he signs his name. The lady kind of scurries back. She says, "Here you go." Thank you, ma'am. Didn't mean to. I'm sorry. As he takes it, heats the wax, kind of rubs it, reaches in his pocket, takes out his seal, presses it down. Goes, this should will be more than enough.
Thank you.
Least I could do for the heroes of Port Blayford. Now,
if you'll excuse me, I have a poker game to get to, and Hemlock just got paid. As he kind of walks.
May luck be in your favor.
It usually is. So with that, it is 8 o'clock. We will take a pause here and pick, kind of back up. Take a quick break, go to the restroom, get a bite to eat. We'll be back in a moment, folks, to answer some questions. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you for staying with us. Kind of a downtime kind of session this evening. But yeah, things get exciting. You never know. Be right back.
I mean, someone had to do something to make this interesting, right?
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my story, Monte.
No. I mean, in between all the chaos of everyone else doing stuff.
That's better.
Well,
Chair was bothering me.
The son of the government official is going through all of the correct channels to get things finished.
It would have just been built, and
Yeah.
we wouldn't have said anything to any commissioner.
That's pretty much what Grim did with the pond.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Do you need anything from?
I would like to commission.
'Cause I am going to be
get these
working
papers
down the
signed by the land. It's like business.
No, I'm good. Actually, I'm gonna get a drink here. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Hello, Mechanical Raven.
Hello.
Walking down to Burger King. Anyone want anything? That way you don't have to pay DoorDash.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Ricky.
I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah. But it's nice to be here. Mechanical Raven, I'm doing fine.
I'm good.
Doing jolly.
How are you doing, Ricky?
I'm alright. Calling the wife, see what the hell she wanted.
The
What the hell
wife.
you want?
The wife.
My wife.
Phone break.
Latte hatte. My wife.
Like 5:30ish.
Glad to hear it. How
Our
long
breaks
of a break?
usually last like 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Just so everybody has a chance to go do what they need to and then get back.
Yeah.
And we can ask any additional questions.
Yeah. Anyone want to ask anything? We're open books for the most part. I'm sure there's something someone will go pass.
Obviously, there's some questions that we could absolutely not say,
Well, obviously.
not answer.
What's your favorite race out of D&D?
Thank you for specifying.
What?
Out of D&D?
No,
I
I
would-
said out of D&D.
Oh,
Outside of D&D. That's
Oh.
what I'm saying. It's a bad question.
not human.
Yeah.
Not human.
Uh,
How long have y'all been playing on stream?
about no.
5 or 6 months? No.
Oh, on stream.
Yeah, on stream.
Oh, on stream we've been doing for about 8 months or so. No, even a little longer than that. I think we've been streaming for almost a year. It's getting close there.
Because I thought that we started this thing about a year ago.
We started playing in September of 21.
Yeah.
And then we started streaming, I think about April. It was right before I stopped playing because I was playing Bravendale.
Yeah.
And then I cut out, and I was crawling, and then I cut out, like I was playing Bravendale for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then I stopped playing him, and then I played Crowlin for like 2 weeks, and then I left.
He died.
And then I left for a
And then
month for my show.
you left for your show.
So I think we started streaming in April, so that means we've been streaming for almost a year, about 10, 11 months.
We also got another question. What's the most OP character in D&D? That's get any level 20 character in their OP.
Yeah, I mean, level 20 druids are really crazy. But I mean, you can, if you pay attention. If you know like all the rules, you start from level 1 to level 20. You can build an OP character from any race, any class,
any race, any class combo.
Yeah.
Hi Nicole.
Hello.
I'll say for D&D 1, I'm not.
I know very
it's-
little.
I know very little about it. Quite honestly, I'm probably going to stick with 5th, just out of the fact of familiarity,
Yeah.
and maybe pick it up later. But
I think
that's really
D&D
about it.
I think D&D 1 is more like little changes to 5e instead of its own.
How long have
thing
y'all been
altogether.
playing D&D? In this game or in life?
I think just overall.
Overall, I've been playing it for almost 20 years. 22 years.
Yes, I love with the actual.
That's very cool. I'd say on and off for 10 years, but in actuality, from the first time I played to now, probably a total of
That's much better.
2 years most, maybe 3.
D&D I've played off and on for decade, but like I've done GURPS and all that as well.
Yep. I've also
How
done.
did y'all all meet? I'm into D&D and looking for a group to play with. We were lucky in the fact that this group was put on by the store. Like I'm one of our store GMs, as are the 2 schmucks here with me.
Hello.
Rude.
Not wrong.
Someone said they need to make an animated show of D&D. That would be
Yeah,
such a hit.
that would
They
be-
did. It's on
It's
Amazon.
on Prime, The Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
I started playing in 1994.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very
A
nice.
year before I was
But
born.
yeah, the store basically I summoned to be a store dungeon master or game master.
I was 7.
Uh,
No,
I was 5. And they, I was literally they did like questionnaires, and I was given like, start with 4, these 4 guys that they think you'd be great for your group. Like, cool, went through it, had a session 0, it was great. One dude just disappeared after a while, but yeah, just the store kind of started all of this, and it's great. I love these guys.
Yeah.
Hi, Night Rain.
But we also had another set of questions. Let me see, where was it? Is there an online edition of D&D? There is not, but you can go on many different Discords and forums and find ways to play D&D online.
There are tons of Discord bots that'll roll dice for you. You can import character sheets.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very strange question because
it's a very strange question.
It's like
It's
like
not
no, there's
really,
not. But here's
but-
the only
yeah.
ways you can play.
I mean,
D&D.
there
Like,
is
it's like-
Dungeons and Dragons online that you can play like on PS4
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's, what's it called? Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter, I think.
Yeah, it was Neverwinter, just different like on the game version. Yeah.
But I also see another question that is, what is everyone's backup characters if their character dies?
Baldur's Gate 3 is in the D&D video game. Yeah. I have so many backup characters.
You're the GM.
Yeah.
You're the GM.
Yeah. I don't know. I have like concepts and everything, but like at this, I don't know. It's weird to think of having a backup character at this stage.
Yeah.
You know, because we've had it for like so long.
Right.
You know, if
I'm
Grim
kinda-
dies,
I'm riding the Grim train until
Yeah.
he's gone,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
the
oh
thing,
shit,
like-
what do I do?
Like Calimbor was a lethal encounter. I built him to be lethal. Had you not had the card, it would have been a much different fight. Because there were like Swarmgrim was down and people were down, so there was always that chance. Like the thing is, it's no longer going to be the random the random bandit gets a nat 20 and oh no, it's going into the ancient red dragon lands before you, mouth open, fire breathing, and you're like, let's do this. It's that moment of it's not death is no longer a surprise to level 15 characters.
What is the top thing a DM hates the most? Metagaming. What I hate the most? Toxicity at my damn table.
That's fair. Yeah.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rack from Stigande here in the door.
I was just saying hi.
And fitting.
Infinite.
Yeah, I can.
Toxicity is is one that I try to weed out. Thankfully, I don't think any of you guys have any toxic traits.
Yeah, I'll say, and I know this is gonna sound strange because, you know, I was on my phone earlier, but that's because I'm not in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, like,
Maybe
me kind of distancing myself from those things helps me not metagame. Because, like, if I don't, like, if I don't have information, like, I can't be like, oh, well, we should do this because Ricard learned.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't there.
Arguing rule.
Why do you think I've stopped taking notes?
Yeah.
Grim's not smart enough to have notes in his brain.
Arguing rule. That's one. I'll be the first to admit there are some, like with the Kalimdor, there was an extenuating circumstance where the rules didn't apply as normal. And I finally gave away the secret. Okay, fine. You guys are not on the prime material plane anymore. You happy now? You pulled it in.
I think there was a moment in the Thursday game where, like, there was like a rogue rule that, like, you and someone we were a little confused on.
Oh, yeah.
And I just was like, for the sake of now, we'll go with this and we'll revisit it later.
Yeah.
It's just the thing.
Like a lot of times,
just because, like,
yeah, you have to stay in. Yeah.
Get the momentum, and like it's okay. Like, it's like, oh, it's like my buddy got something nice at this moment, but then, like, later on we realized that was bad, and now I can't do it. It's like, that just happens. Like, I mean, it's not like I didn't do it because I like him more than you.
There's
I
a big
just made a bad
goddamn
call
book
at one
with
point.
rules on every single page. Are you going to remember every single one of them?
Like
No, you're not.
I'll be honest. There are some rules like I don't use. I just throw them out the window. Like my whole thing is, why is it an action for me to drink a potion?
I never understood
I can
that.
just boom. All right, that's less than a second.
I think it's a bonus. It should be a bonus
It
action for when you're drinking your own drink. But if you are assisting a downed
Like if you're having
player
to hold
and
it,
having
yeah.
that's an action.
Yeah.
Now,
It
I
makes
also,
more sense to me.
I also said during our zero session, you could take, if you do your potion as an action on yourself, you get the full.
I've seen that before. I've been thinking about trying to implement
Yeah, and
that
I
as
like
well.
that too.
Because yeah, if you're gonna
If you're going to give up the entire action, there should be a benefit for it.
yeah, and it's gonna be a really nice thing.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you've paid the money
A
for it.
player wanting to run off on their own while the party wants to head in another direction.
Depends. That
That's
really
literally
depends.
exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's
like
planned.
it's planned. And let's say, for instance, like they're in the middle of a dungeon. They're trying to get to a place, and the rogue just goes, "I'm gonna go back to this room we just spent like an hour in and see what we." If it makes sense in the story, I'm okay with you like splitting up and doing things.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of combat, though, I would prefer you not just break off and
Just bugger off.
bugger off. Yeah.
Like, and also you have those players that they want their rogue or whoever to just go and do their own thing while the party does another all the time. I'm going to be the lone wolf. Now, here's the thing about lone wolf characters in any media. They don't want to be the lone wolf at the end of the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the lone wolf is that they
Night Rain
slowly
hugs
becomes
hugs
lone
my notebooks. No notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Jeff's game, like Artie and Iris, mine and Night Rain's characters, we were the note takers. Like,
Yeah.
like we were going back through notes and stuff.
Which means I have to go through both of your notes when I start like writing down. This is
I
all the
heard
shit that happened. This.
Yeah.
a friend of mine from college runs a game. They have a person who doesn't play in the game, but they're like dating somebody in the game. They're there just to take notes on anything that happens.
What?
And it's just-
They're the designated note taker.
Really?
So they have their own lore keeper that's not even in the
You
game.
just
They're
sit on
all-
the side and
Sit
just
off
take.
the side and take notes.
That
Oh.
I would love to have it because at the end of
The lore, man.
the next, I think I said the next day I try to post what happened last session.
Mhm.
But like, if there was like someone like, I literally have a god in the campaign who is like knowledge library. Every single person has a book that is like their
Yeah.
story and their perspective and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're that god. You're that god. You are now a god. You know.
Cut the lone wolf. Yeah,
No.
I don't cut them out. I always try to.
I don't cut them out,
Yeah.
but I do ask them, where do you want to go with this?
Yeah.
Because your character is the lone wolf, but they're with a group now.
Yeah. Well, like,
If you're going to sit there and continue to be the lone wolf, then there's going to be a problem.
You guys again.
I mean, hey,
Hi, we followed you.
look at
Can't get rid of
Kratos and the new God
Wrong,
of
he
War.
followed
Like,
us.
He would love to be on his own, but
We
like
followed him
things
home.
have pushed him to like interacting with people, and he does because he knows.
Because you
he
can
has
even
to.
see it in the interactions compared to previous
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
In
like,
in modern media, let's go to modern media and also just comic books in general. Wolverine started off lone wolf
Yeah.
until he met the X-Men.
This campaign's been
Yeah.
going on for over a year.
Yeah.
Master of War and Chaos, I still just have random moments of, oh, this would work with last.
Yeah.
Another thing I do is if you don't take the notes
Damn
fast
chicken.
enough, notes recap fast, but don't have the info. It's the white lettering that's right over the white, so it's hard to.
Recap fast, but if you don't have the information, that's on you.
I always try to give a recap if there's
If
some
you
things,
have questions,
Yeah.
just ask.
There's always things that I made. Like sometimes I'll go, crap, that was an NPC I made on the fly. I gave a name. What was that name? Kind of thing.
Nicole, look
Like
at
Spidarian
all my
Yeah,
four
Spidarian Thacker.
favorite DMs.
I remember Speedy. Spidarian Thacker, yeah.
Y'all didn't die this week.
Woo! Yay, my drow's still around.
Your drow went through like 4 cigarettes, but A lot happened.
My drow in their campaign
Ah, okay.
smoked cigarettes.
Any questions on Twitch or?
Why is Sir Donald in my bag? That.
That is an in like that is
That's
a
a totally in joke.
in joke, yeah.
Speaking of like in-game time,
Uh
or when did the campaign start in-game?
oh, in game, you guys. Okay,
Like,
so
it started before the Winter Crest.
the game actually started right as autumn was kind of hitting its halfway point, so winter was coming. But in game, in world term, you guys have been playing for probably about 6-7 months in the real world terms.
So a year hasn't passed in-game? Or-
Not yet.
No.
Getting close. But you're about 6-7 months. So you're
But we've already passed the former Winter Crest.
yeah. You came. That's right, because you came at the end of the past Winter's Crest Festival.
And we're going into a new one.
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me 1 second. Let me see here. So
I think Finnegan has probably been here approximately 6 months.
yeah.
The Karen and Cara have been here a little longer.
I
about a month.
myself, by the way, personally, I love being a fair
Month and a
DM.
half.
I actually prefer it sometimes. Though there are amazing DMs I will gladly play under. Mr.
Where?
Jared.
Who is this?
Okay, so I remember that.
New
No,
game.
okay. Thank you. You guys came in at the end of summer, so you haven't been here a full year yet. You're approaching like an 8-9 month mark.
Yeah, we've been here for
Yeah, you came
A
in
little
toward the
over
end of
half a
summer,
year.
beginning of autumn. Yeah,
And it was full autumn when I came in.
yeah, because that's why when you got to Iron Haven, I was saying winter is soon approaching and it's starting to cool down. Yeah, so you're about 8-9 months in game.
We have
Be-
another
because-
question on the left. Probably you. Love your dice tray. What is it?
That
Actually,
is-
they have the same thing. It's just different colors.
Yes, different colors.
That is the Dragon Shield Player's Companion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, the funny thing is, I was expecting a shopping episode, so I brought my Dungeon Master's Companion that has all my items and magic item books in it.
Nice.
This actually unfolds onto the DM screen and has a very handy. And if you do it like this, now it's a hat.
Now
That was the most
I would-
precarious hat
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
set.
yeah.
And my anxiety went.
yes. Do
Also,
y'all-
don't worry, we still have time for shopping.
We also have one more question here. Do y'all switch from DMing to actually playing, or do you usually stick to only DM?
I usually stick to DMing. Occasionally, I'll play in a game. Like this session here, like this is just I DM this game.
Wednesday nights is Jeff's my dungeon master. I think yours is a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And then
Thursday,
we have
Hey, I'm
Also
DMing 2
Thursday.
games a week. I DM on Thursday in the daytime, and then I DM Saturday night, and then I play Sunday night and Friday night, and soon Sunday in the daytime.
I run this game on Sunday evenings. I have another game that I run at my at my game shop that's near my apartment in Petal on Monday nights. We just finished our Tuesday night Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, so I may jump into another game on Tuesday nights. Wednesdays is Jeff's game. Thursdays I usually will take like 1 week I'll take off, the next week I'll try to do like a painting, that kind of thing. Friday nights nothing, and Saturday not really anything more. So yeah, I'm down to just I'm only down to 3 games a week now.
Only 3.
Only
I am
3.
I am
Let me put
literally
it
in the
this
game
way.
every single day of the week.
A dream of having
Knowing
that
this
amount of time.
man before, when it was just Elder Dragon, that is actually quite impressive. Because that was a game minimum a day.
And what game you playing? We're playing D&D 5th.
We're playing 5th edition.
Mhm.
So the dudes with the Burger King didn't bring enough for everyone. Nah, I'm good.
But-
I ate before I got here.
Of course, they didn't bring enough for everybody. That is socialism.
I went to get food
No,
and
but
realized
seriously,
I was
the-
broke.
The same people I grew up with, who would be like, "Oh, if you're gonna bring a snack, you gotta bring enough for the class," are the same ones who were like, "Well, you can't share everything. That's socialism." I'm like, hold up, what is happening? I'm confused. What are you on
told
the
me I
side
couldn't
of?
bring gum unless I brought
The
enough for the
same
class.
for me, but not for thee.
Yes, we have.
What is it? All
Oh,
animals are
yeah, all the
equal,
time.
but some are more equal than others.
Others. Animal Farm.
I
Yeah,
love that
we
one.
do miniatures all the time. Just right now, there's not. I'm gonna do
4 legs
miniatures.
good, 2 legs bad.
I'm gonna do miniatures for like combat and stuff. Just like role play like this, we do what's called theater of the mind. But yeah, like during like
That
combat,
was
I'll break
later.
out like miniatures to scale models
That
and
was when
such.
stuff
the
got
lazy
scary.
Susan.
We have a lazy Susan. We'll put it on. There's a chance that soon I'll get to bring out the ship miniature and I'll lay my water combat map on the table. Yes.
I get to. I just don't want to invest in all the
Yeah.
the
Oh, look,
miniatures
here's
and
the thing.
stuff. I don't know.
You could
So-
just go paper. It's
Oh,
cheap.
This-
I do that a lot of times. I have like those plastic little stands, and I'll just write skeleton.
Oh yeah, I'm also doing the play-by-post.
And that's
on,
like the
Night Raid's
most I'll do.
Discord.
Back in
I'll
my
just
day,
grab
we
these
used
ones.
bottle caps.
Yeah.
So speaking of, there's
Bottle
a
caps and bottle cans is terrain.
there's a guy on Etsy named Egos. That's the name of the shop. Great miniature maker. He made me a 3D printed skyship, and I was just getting the finishing paints and stuff on it. Well, when they moved, when they were doing my my floor, the miniature got moved and it fell and it broke the resin, broke the, and I was just like, I tried like. I mean, thankfully, wasn't that expensive. I was like, I don't want to sit and paint this again. I'm like, hey, do you guys offer a painting service? He goes, yeah, it's a little bit more, but we'll paint it for you. I'm like, cool, done, boom. There's my Snapchat. Well, I mean, my Cash App. We'll take it. Yeah, I paid for Snapchat. Now, y'all do
There's
it.
my Snapchat. They're like, sir, it's not required, but thank you.
We are flattered,
I
but
have
we
an
cannot accept that
amazing
as a
skyship coming in a couple weeks.
Battle damage.
I much prefer theater of the mind even for like small things. Now, if it gets crazy,
Yeah.
and there's like a bunch of moving
Yeah,
parts.
I like
gets
Theater of the
a little
Mind for
easier.
small things.
Yeah.
The guy that kind of let's say the guy that taught me how to game master, he liked using miniatures because it adds that 3-dimensional movement. So you can think about, you can see, hey, let me jump on this table. It adds another level of combat. Like, Rikara, who likes to go, poof, I'm airborne.
Or him who does whatever.
And it also like almost forces everybody to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, I go up to the enemy and I attack them and I do this, and then you're like, okay, I'm right there, and then you hear,
Another
exchange.
5 minutes or so answering questions, we'll jump back into the game. But yeah, and plus, I'll admit, it is so cathartic just to sit and paint. Like, I'm currently painting a new dragon miniature that as soon as it's finished, I will show everyone. And learning how to do the colors and the paint.
Have you not? It is me.
Look,
Is there
you
something
picked
wrong with more
Dragonborn.
dragons?
This is on you.
Dragons in Dungeons and Dragons.
Also,
Ridiculous.
We haven't had
Also-
enough dungeons.
He's
just
not wrong.
just because I paint a dragon does not mean it's going to show up in the game anytime soon or anything like that. You may never see it.
I want to kill it. I want to shoot it. Give it to me now.
Kill it now.
Do it. Graham, get to the chopper. Get to the red panda. Do it now. Not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
How many
This
can ride on the red panda? Just one or two?
to it.
Just one.
Let's kill the dragons.
I will
The
say
Ice
this.
Age.
What do you do when a player
There's the capacity of
when a player hogs the spotlight too much? I forcefully take it from them.
Wait, what?
What do you do when a player hogs the spotlight? I
Oh, yeah.
forcefully take it from them.
True.
Like that.
Doesn't
because-
have to be that bright
That's why I
anymore.
love like doing improv and being in an
Yeah.
improv group is because you're forced to understand that you gotta give and take.
It's actually, I was about to admit, it's a tactic I learned through the theater.
Yeah.
If you've got that one actor, that one person who's willing to like take the spotlight, upstage them. Literally, step up and take it away from them.
I mean, it's just to make something work.
The back fan voice.
You go do a one-man
fan
show.
voice.
Go do
We'll go do one man show.
there's plenty out there.
That's called solo D&D.
Yeah.
What?
You never played D&D
There's
solo?
there is solo campaigns for D&D.
I thought you said Southern D&D.
Oh,
I was like,
I can see what
the
you're
lion,
dare
the lion bewitched the audacity of this bitch.
The
So-
lion,
solo
the witch,
D&D
the
is called
audacity of
reading
this
a book.
bitch.
No,
No.
no.
No, they actually
I know
do
that.
make. I've seen the
Yeah.
books; they're great. The
Yeah.
Southern the solo campaign.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm now the Southern DMs. It's totally different.
I also have solo campaigns for Call of Cthulhu, which that's quite fun.
That is, I do love the Call of Cthulhu system.
You like turn the lights down low and put up the candle lights when you play?
I like
No, only when I'm buying dinner.
Oh, okay.
the only thing like I like Acton Cthulhu more just because you're more proactive. It's not
Now,
a. It's not
There's
a.
actually another supplement for Call of Cthulhu. It's actually called Pulp Cthulhu, which I have, where you actually can like stand a chance. There's not much of a chance still against some, but
I mean, yeah. If a Shegorath shows up, you're dead. But still, like you can like magic and stuff to push him back.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a player that
always.
yeah.
Sorry, you.
Go ahead.
Every time there's a puzzle, talking point, idea sharing. The best way to handle that is anytime you need to talk to a player about any sort of like destructive way of playing, attitude, always do that away from the table. Take a moment, go, hey, can I talk to you? If it's over text, I mean, look, hey, it was hard to get this passed. I know you were enjoying everything, but if you don't mind, kind of keep it down so other people can't kind of. And if they are really enjoying the game and really care about the game as a whole, they will understand. Okay, I'm sorry, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it could just be over enthusiasm.
Yeah, if you get the I don't care what you have to say kind of player, that's where you exercise the DM's privilege and go, please leave my table.
Mm.
I always assume that there's no malicious intent.
Yeah.
But the second it's clear, it's like, oh, this person has
How do I
that
find a
malicious
DM
intent.
near me? I always recommend starting at your local game store, because
Straight
most
to the
game
killing
stores will
curse, eh?
either have a D&D night, they'll have Adventures League, or they'll have like a cork board where people are hailing for a game, that kind of stuff. I always recommend start at your local game store level. If you don't have a local gaming store, if there's not one really near you, there are tons of Discords that do like play-by-posts. There are some that get like live stream games going on through Discord, through Zoom, that kind of stuff.
There's also like Roll20.net.
There's Roll20. There's Table Shards. There's technology has allowed role-playing games to just reach out and do so much more. I have a Discord. We do various like play-by-post kind of style of things. But yeah, so I always recommend starting at your local game store level.
If local game store doesn't work, RLFG is a really good resource
Yes.
for finding online
Yeah.
games. on Reddit.
Do not walk up to random people and say that there's magic and wonder inside your basement with free food. That does not work. I know from experience.
Okay, actually, here's
It
what
brought
we're
me
doing.
in.
So
And you regret.
this is something interesting.
Do
I feel awkward as I'm a new player. I don't want to impede on the veteran players. I'm going to voice an opinion that I wish was fact. A good veteran player will go, get it.
Mm-hmm.
Get in there.
They will look at you and go, what you want to do? Cool, go for it. They will facilitate, they will let you. Travis Willingham is my favorite example of an amazing D&D player. Because he is the one, even as Grog, as Ford, he was always the one going, hey, do something. Like he was going, okay, this is your moment. A good veteran, because screw it. Veteran players should want new players to show up at their table.
Mm-hmm.
They should want to cultivate these great games, these great tables, and then the best thing is to let them know, hey man, that's awesome, do that, or I'd hold off on that a little bit, or even sometimes I wouldn't do that if I were you because this reason. But if you still want to, go for it. It may work.
Or let's see how we can
Let's
make
see
this
how
work the way you want it to.
improv. Again, you never say no. You either go yes and or yes but or that kind of. You never stifle. It's always kind of help out. But yeah, good veteran players want to help new players learn and grow.
And like Night Rain said, most veterans honestly want more new blood in the community.
I mean, we just you got a brand new D&D
he has
player.
played one session previously before that campaign started,
But
and that was another
still
one shot.
that's still new.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
Let's
brand
also
new.
look at it this way: a new player who's never played D&D, never touched the stuff, comes in without the, all right, this is how the spell works, this is how it's done. They don't have any of that, so that branching out where they have more open concept of things they might could try brings a whole new flavor and layer to build upon with the other players who have been playing, so they can then go, okay, if that's going to work, then let me try this to help push that.
Yeah.
Sometimes a new player can come up with ideas that veteran players never thought of.
One of my favorite games I've ever ran. It was a session at Elder Dragon Games where there was a group of like 6 kids. They were between the ages of like 8 and 12, but there were some adults in the back playing a GURPS game. And they wanted to play a game. Like, cool. I'll make up some little quick.
Throw something together.
Throw something together. That was some of the best and most fun I've ever had because those kids were so creative. They would come up with problems and do things that like you just wouldn't consider. And I loved it.
Yeah, I had a newish player who played full RP, full support, full barding.
Yep. And that's the thing. I can't believe Ducky was a new player. He sat down with the confidence of a veteran. It was great.
He went.
Wait, Ducky's new?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's in my Strahd game.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's great. Like he's a natural.
Ducky.
He's a natural.
Well, I mean, I'll say that like that makes complete sense because of everything that's happening like on Thursday games, like he's the one to most be like, what? Huh? What's this? And I'm not kidding. Like I would love to play like run a game for like all new people because like that.
That wonder that they have.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know that's why I can every time a YouTube video of like a reactor's like, I'm watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, I'm like, this is gonna be the greatest thing I've ever watched in my life because they're like, what's going on here? And by the end they're like, oh my God, Sam, I love you.
Request was his first full campaign. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Request was his first.
All right, so we got a little bit over. It's fine. Great questions. Thank you all for asking them. We're going to get back into our game here. So yeah, biggest thing is I'm new. My biggest thing is I'm new and I learn better in person playing, but I don't have a party. For that again, I recommend looking for maybe your local game store. If you don't have one nearby, Discords. They do like a lot of live stream, via camera kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See that always start with your game store though. Trust me. Then in this day and age,
In person is the better way to start.
in person is the better way to start. But if you have to, technology has made it so much easier. All right, so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out of TikTok. Thank you all for the great questions. I really appreciate it.
Those are really good questions.
As we're now going to jump back into the game, we will start now on this side for a quick round of introductions before we get back into the action. Kick us off.
I am Ricky. I'm playing Finnegan Tenderfoot, the Halfling Wizard Rogue.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Rikara Karajan, the Emerald Dragonborn Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Grim, the half-orc barbarian.
I'm Beck, and I'm playing Finreal, the half-elf ranger.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Natharin, the human warlock rogue.
I am Derek. I am playing Sondra Nalo, our Drow Cleric Rogue.
And I am Seth. I am playing Kieran Steadybrook, the Halfling Ranger Fighter.
And I am Southern GM, aka Kenneth Moffat, the game master, weaver of fantasy and tales, and creator of the world where this game takes place.
Last name is in.
So,
Last name is in.
wait, what?
They're discussing.
Triple N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Nefarian.
Look, every time I hear
No.
every time I hear Derek's name, I think Soren NATO.
What do you think he's practicing in the pits right now?
So,
How to Kill Nathaniel.
with with that, we've just finished up with Finn speaking to Lord Hindarth, the half-orc council member, getting the approval. Sam and Rikara were heading back to the estate now.
No, I want to go find the banking system
Oh, that's right. We go to the bank. Okay.
and have Sam come along
All right.
for a reason.
Sam.
Now go from Dungeons and Dragons to Homes and Households.
This is what happens when you get a lot of money.
What more to fight? Okay.
We said in the Discord, stop trying to figure out property taxes, and yet here you are going to the bank about it.
So, Rikara,
Our tax rate is so high.
so as you are moving through the various places, you do find one of the large world banks that are used in Feytera. Stepping in as you do, you approach one of the large teller lines. A halfling individual sitting there, a halfling female. She goes, welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
Who do I speak to about opening up a joint account?
Need to make the roll.
Man, this moved fast.
Samantha is like, who are you opening an account with, Rikara?
Just a minute, please.
She's the halfling of moving. Well, we have the paperwork here to open an account. Who are the names of the people? Who will be the names on the account?
Rikara Karajan and Samantha Lending.
Karajan, Samantha, and Sam's like, whoa, Rikara!
Wait, this is for, I'll start sending telepathic messages, this is for, I'm going away for a while. I have all this coin that I won't be needing. This is for you, for the estates. It's better in your hands.
Because we're all going to die too, I guess.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm just as cute
Some of
as
us-
Samantha Ding.
Some of us will die. It will probably be Nathaniel.
I'm just sitting here going, there's a thing called consent, Rikara.
There's a lawyer in Fort Blaine
29?
somewhere being like, I hope someone comes in here and makes a will someday. Today is not that day. He's going to the bank.
I understand what you're trying to do, Rikara.
I
Still,
should go make
that was something, you don't just spring on somebody that you're opening an account for them.
It's easier than trying to send money by bird.
You could have at least let me know, hey, I'm going to open an account for the daily, for the daily expense of this kind of stuff. Can I put your name on it so it's easier to get the money out of?
I apologize.
It's
Things
all right.
have been happening.
It's all right.
It's-
I understand. I understand.
It's just things have been moving
Just-
so fast. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I maybe thought that it's fine. It's fine. I'll be happy to be on the account so it's easier to transfer funds. Yes, that's fine. The halfling woman sitting there like with the paperwork going.
She's like,
I just see signatures here and here.
Good talk. Good talk.
Slowly pulls down the next or whatnot.
Hits in the button.
So as as
Hey,
you
Dragon.
finish, he goes, "It's so I assume it would be the two of you on the account then."
Yes.
I okay, very well. I will need Rakara Karajan and I need both of your signatures, please. As she kind of goes, now I understand that she hands you this very elaborate quill. She goes, this quill is enchanted. Out of game, it's an ID check. This to make sure you are who you say you are. It's call it a quill of truth. You cannot sign anybody else's name except your own, kind of thing. Because driver's licenses and state issued IDs don't exist in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Then why did I stand in a line for 4 fucking hours?
So as she
Drinking the
passes.
Mountain Dew.
Now, how much gold would you like to open the account with?
Let me put in 40,000.
40,000.
Yes. Is that a problem?
Well, no, sir. We do have some more deluxe accounts. That
Are you a drug dealer?
What I'm hearing is
Whatever
don't
you
go to the
suggest.
bank.
I'm not used to this kind of.
I would recommend for an amount that we actually you would recommend opening up a vaulted account for you.
Oh, interesting.
She takes the paperwork. Because now it is 500 gold a year for the smaller vaults, which is what I recommend for you. Anything in excess of 100,000 gold pieces would upgrade your vault size, but 40,000 would easily fit within the one of the smaller vaults.
Okay.
So she just kind of, if you would please sign here. Also, the first year's rent on the vault is payable up front.
Of course.
500 gold pieces,
I'll
please.
pass it over.
She takes it, counts it, puts it to the side. She says, "Do you have the coinage on you currently?"
Yes.
Very well. She like motions.
I was wondering what that giant sack you were hauling around was.
It was a Santa cosplay. It's Wintercrest.
It's too much money to send by bird.
It's just enough money to kill someone with.
I can carry it around.
You see her motion, and two members of the Port Blaven City Guard actually going to step up. She goes, "This gentleman is going to be opening an account, and he has a rather large amount of coinage on him. If you three will please just make sure that he gets to the vaults in a safe manner." Just after she finishes, takes back everything.
No, he's talking to himself.
She goes, "How many keys would be needed to be pressed for the vault?"
Just 2.
Just 2. Very well. I have 2 here. She hands those up. Now, if these keys are magically attuned to that vault door, if at any point they are lost, there is a substantial fee to replace them. However, a small enchantment is attached to the key that essentially it is almost impossible to lose it. So please don't try to lose it.
Thinking of Montel, like, why would anyone try?
You
to-
were
but-
idiots.
okay. Yes.
Like you seriously could look. I'm just reading what the paper says here. It's
That's
a
fine.
whole waiver thing. She finishes reading off all the terms and conditions.
Terms and conditions.
Kieran stares and +5.
Accept.
Well, gentlemen, if you will kindly lead Mr. Kirajan and his companion down into the vaults, they're heading to the first vaulted section. Thank you for trusting us with your money.
Didn't even ask him about the interest rate.
I know, right?
Interest rate with our money.
I know how much you're carrying.
If I took so for the class in D&D, 10 gold pieces weighs approximately 1 pound.
Yeah.
Are that standard? I'm carrying around 11,000 pounds.
Jesus. Do you not have a bag of holding?
I do.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I was just curious when we were talking about throwing it on the table. I was like, how much would this? Oh God, I can't throw that around.
And the thing is, in my world, a gold is roughly a day's wage. You can live. A man can live comfortably on a week, on 10 gold a week. Like, that's considered a comfortable living. So.
Bucket change.
We're just crazy with money.
As they lead you down to a section, you get on a kind of like a rudimentary birdcage style lift, leading you down to the donation to the bank. They also gave you a piece of paper that has your vault number on it, and your vault is number
69.
Giggity.
I am
Giggity.
compared to everyone else in the party.
your vault is vault number 175.
Platinum and 49
Key,
gold
please.
pieces.
Live, please.
So as you step up, you see that there is this very intricately carved metal and stone door. Over to the side there is a small keyhole. You can feel the magic throbbing off. You can feel like the magic coming from the door. It is standing slightly ajar. This one is completely empty. As you slowly open and look inside, there are like metal shelves everywhere. You see like several large kind of indentations, like coin is meant to be accumulated in. It's roughly the size of this room, maybe a little bit smaller, but this is their small vault. As the guards kind of stand there with their backs away from you. You see on the inside that the door is designed to be able to be opened from the inside, so it's impossible to get locked in this vault. So as you step in, the door closing behind you and Sam, it's pitch black for a moment before this like kind of starting off like low blue, then to red, then to white light, just kind of emanates from various points in the roof. This is your vault.
And I'll
now's where
start
the
pulling
heist
out
begins.
the gold and
She basically turned over your bag of holding and just.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
basically, yeah, I get
So 40,000 gold pieces.
40,000. This is, and
Goddamn.
telling her this is.
So if you kind of do that in poundage, and that way you pound it.
Oh no, that's easy. That's 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds of gold.
'Cause it's
Okay.
10 to 1.
Yeah. So essentially, it'll fill up. There's like 3 of these little indentations. You've got a sizable hill of gold. It raises probably about 8-9 feet in the air. The indentations are made so that it kind of keeps the gold in the one circular area.
Just enough.
My
you can
brain's
attempt
just
to
doing a
Scrooge
thing. How's
McDuck.
Ren reacting to a pile of gold? Just
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's around. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the little dragon in hers going.
As you finish, you're sitting here.
She's sitting there Scrooge McDucking
Yeah.
into it.
Samantha, however, is just like.
A little excessive.
So, you remember that little adventure that we were going on for 2 days?
Yes.
And the big chest that appeared?
Yes.
This is from it, basically.
How much money do you people have?
What do you mean?
This is all I have.
All of a sudden, everyone in the natural ones just suddenly grabs their coin purse for no reason.
Wrong. Mine is almost empty. Because all of mine is in platinum.
If I may be honest or whatever, I didn't have much growing up. So I don't know what it's like to have this much. I don't know what to do with it. All I know to do with it is
Funny enough, take from inspiration, because actually that is true. Your father, even though he was a commander, everything was given basically by the military, by the state. So even though he had a modest salary, but your home, your food, all that was part of his rank. So you never actually had. Upon inspiration, you hit the nail on the head without realizing. So yeah.
Taxpayers' dollars
And-
at work.
so
Socialism.
Kralad is a meritocracy. So yeah.
Why do you think Grim has not spent hardly any of his money? He's like, I just need clothes and I'm good.
eating it.
We need Grim to prepare. We need Grim to buy a banquet hall for a
Who
night.
had Grimm's paper last week? Did you add the money?
Technically, no. He had the paper. I was keeping track of the hit points.
Did anybody add Grimm's money from last
I
week?
didn't know, because after combat ended, I folded everything back up and passed it back down.
Add 50,000 gold.
Yeah.
Pardon?
That was part of the treasure
That was your take
Yeah.
of the treasure.
That was your share.
Grimm's like, why is everyone rich?
Grim's like, why are the window planes turning to gold?
We could have all split his share.
So, correction. I'm carrying 112,917
It
gold.
automatically adjusted it
Everyone
to.
would say-
Here's the
Richard
thing.
would
I'll let
make
you know this: the counselors of Port Blaven, the least wealthy of them, only has a yearly income or salary of 175,000 gold pieces. So you guys are not far off for being as wealthy as some. If you pulled your wealth, there's only 5 of the counselors that are more wealthy than you.
I'm pretty sure at this point we
Which
can buy a
counselors are
small
those?
country. Who wants to go
Who we
buy
buying?
a small country?
Why would we want a country?
Why wouldn't we want a country?
That's too much paperwork.
Because
Hi, joke's on you.
So,
I've never done
Sam is
paperwork
just
in my
like-
life.
that's the problem. You leave it for everyone else.
You realize with this much gold that there really, unless you want me to buy the estate next to ours, there really is no sudden expense that this,
Well, you have your project you're working on.
Is it for sale?
So you can use any of the gold for that.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
What's mine is yours.
I have a boat.
Thank you, Ricardo.
And I guess we'll go home now.
I'm saying I have a boat. I'm a captain.
She just kind of turns and realizes how much money she now is holding in her hand with that key as you shut the locking and you feel the
She-
magic.
She didn't realize how much 40,000 gold was until she saw.
So
40,000
speaking of
gold.
coin,
I
there
don't
was.
think anyone realizes that.
So there was a game I was playing in GURPS where the two main was run for 2 people. They found an NPC who was this ancient vampire-like entity. Basically, he had turned himself into like the longevity of the vampire. They managed to resurrect him, and the thing is, he was one of the scribes for an ancient dragon lord. Well, at the time, he was a wealthy individual, having a few 100,000 gold pieces in the bank. That was roughly 4,000 years ago.
Oh no.
Interest rate built up.
Oh.
He was now the wealthiest dude in the world. But because the 2 players had saved him, he gave them access to his funds. They broke the economy of Broken Bay in Galeria by buying all of the indentured servants and slaves. And they did this by paying gold for them. And they used several powerful wizards to teleport the gold over the house of the Lenorum King.
I know
And
this
just-
story.
So there was literally, it was like 38 million gold pieces just suddenly rained down on top of this guy's castle.
3,800,000 pounds
Yeah.
dropped.
Good news is, he could afford to rebuild his castle.
Was he home at the time?
No, he was
Something
not.
about as heavy as the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs
Yes.
hit this guy's castle.
Those guys were petty as hell. So, all right, the 2 of you finish in the bank. Where are you heading after this?
Heading back to the estate.
Heading back to the estate. Okay. So Finnegan, after you have, so you're all heading back to the estate after finishing your talk with
Yes.
Detrius. Okay. After heading back or any place else?
I'm heading straight back with the materials there to start building.
Okay, straight back. After you kind of have been left in the street.
No, I was working with the kids.
Oh, so you were.
Because they waited for me to get untangled because
Okay.
they wanted the one out of my hand.
That's fair. All right. So you're walking back to the estate with the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorndred.
Mhm.
So you've been at the estate this entire time with the sword as we roll back several minutes. So what are you doing after you finish the? Actually, roll me an insight check as you're coming out of the meditative state.
It's a fire sword. I'm going to use orange.
18.
18. As your mind leaves that legend lore, as the last bits of it lean away, a word, a name comes to you. Pyranes. Pyrness. Pyranes.
And he knows he's by himself, so he has no problem talking to himself out loud. And he's gonna start asking who it is, like seeing if saying it out loud jogs his memory on any way he might
Roll me
know
a
or hear
history
this.
check.
Intelligence. It's a 5.
Nothing comes to your memory. So after you finish with all that, what would you like to do now, Sorkin?
Like I said, he's just kind of fun hanging out down here. He does need to get the pots back upstairs. He doesn't want to upset Groom that he's missing 2 pots now.
Did you use mending to fix the?
Well, I mean, the pots
That's right. They were just
were there for
That's
the
fair,
fire.
yeah.
I put
right,
specifically
so,
grabbed
okay,
wood
that's
for
fair,
the
that's
acid.
fair. Gotcha. That's
So
fine.
it's just like make sure they're not bent or
Yeah.
melted any, and then just take them back up to the kitchen.
As you take those back up. So Kieran, you're also back at the estate. Where have you been doing this entire time?
I've been
Aside from reading the Cowboys move.
well.
He's now moved on to
Yes.
C Spot and Run. He's
Yes.
making progress.
One fish,
Mr.
two fish, red
Magoo's
fish, blue fish.
wonderful adventure. I've been looking at different things, and a lot of what I've done is kind of writing things down.
Yeah.
Just of things I'm wanting to do tomorrow.
Okay.
As it is the same day, he's mainly been resting and everything. What time of day is it?
For your perspective, because this is about an hour before while all this is going on. It's pushing 3:30, 4 o'clock, because you got back to Port Blaven just after in the afternoon. So you're reaching to the latter afternoon of the day.
Okay. Because most of what he is wanting to do is tomorrow, he's just spending the whole day at the estate until Donnie comes back, and then he'll spend time with Donnie, and then whenever it gets later in the evening, how's the weather? Is the weather nice?
It's a brisk winter's day. There was a recent snowfall a couple days ago, about the time y'all were in the other realm. But all that, like the roads have been cleared, so the snow is settled in. It's nice and thick, but still soft enough you can walk through it.
Okay, well, there's snow on the ground. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whenever in the evening, I'm just gonna have the window open, so I want the breeze in to feel like old times, and then Donnie will be told to sit up and sleep in the bed beside me.
All right. So, those who are returning to the estate, I need you to roll perception checks, please. Each from this position, you're outside room. You could also roll to see it.
Okay.
Can I roll for
with that new +1, huh?
Yeah, you can roll for.
Wow.
Go for Ren. I'll roll for some.
Can I roll for my panda?
Sure, roll for your panda.
What's his,
rolling for the kids?
What's his perception?
His perception is going to be +2.
Can I roll for Haggerty?
I was gonna say,
Can I roll for
are the kids noticing anything or not?
Arcanist?
'Cause they're
Roll
coming
for
back.
Halifar.
Well, this is you'll see this.
Okay.
If you the DC is 15.
No.
Okay.
So, if you beat a 15, you there's a slight breeze coming in from the inland of while we're pushing up and you smell a familiar charged smell for a moment. Then you begin to some of you will pick up the closer to the out part of the city. You hear the sound of like creaking wood and a soft. As a shadow passes over the walls, you see this familiar skyship. So we're beginning to come in and bank toward the docking towers.
Do I do something stupid?
Yes. Always.
Yes?
Oh no, I'm saying you're going to. I didn't say that was a suggestion. You're going to, no matter what we
he's
say.
he's showing character development. He's asking.
I'm asking, shut up.
But no one's
Who are
watching.
you
Sam
asking?
see this?
The gods.
She does.
I'm asking the gods.
Did
Which are y'all right now?
I have no god.
Finnegan doesn't, but Reginald does.
The cleric saying, "I have no god."
No, I am no god.
Should I do something stupid? Yes or no?
It's your decision.
It is, but it'd be funny. Hey, how high up is the sky ship?
Right now, it looks to be, as it's kind of coming for landing, it's approaching
In the sky.
about 200 feet, approaching slowly as it's coming down.
How far away is it? 200 feet? 190? 180?
Cool.
170? What? 100? 90? 70?
Nathaniel tells
Make a
the
dexterity
kids,
saving throw.
I'll meet y'all back at the house later. Steps backwards and steps onto the sky ship with Dimension Door. Because Dimension Door is 500 feet.
Get him.
We're just like, someone having a conversation
Yep.
with Nathaniel. It's like, so, where'd he go?
Roll me a luck roll, Montel.
3!
Roll me a dexterity saving throw, Montel.
The words bug on a windshield. Come on.
23.
Turn into a goldfish.
So, because, yes,
We're God.
you're able to look up and go, cool, Dimension Door up. Momentum is still a thing with
Oh,
the
yeah.
ship. So, thankfully, as it turned as where your Dimension Door was, you're able to, literally it's, but you're able to grab onto the side of this thing. You hear the sound of like booted feet on wood, and you can hear the creak as weight is put a little bit on the rail. And you look up to see a familiar half-orc going, well, Montel, it's been a while.
It has. I figured I'd come and say hello first. Can I get a hand up, please?
I suppose he reaches down and gives you a hand and picks you back up. So tell me, how has Sam been getting on since I've been gone?
There's a lot of drama, and none of it is me. None of it has been my doing.
Bullshit.
Is everything okay with my former first mate?
Oh,
down
yes.
for the tea.
But this is something we need to talk over like hot alcohol.
Hot alcohol?
Yeah, like mead, like warm mead. Hot alcohol.
I've got.
Am I drinking piss?
I'm bringing in a order for the Carpenters Guild here in Port Blaven. I'd be a few days
This
layover.
is
I
piss.
suppose we can
Piss with like-
have a conversation. Do you know a place where a girl could, get a bed for the evening and rest and relax?
Depends. Do you want to have to pay for it or not?
Explain yourself.
Well,
What?
make a charisma check,
hole.
sir.
She goes, I'm flattered, Montel.
No. My bedroom doesn't even have a bed.
It gets in the way.
Nathaniel sleeps on a couch canonically.
Take a pour, Mr. Ray.
Thank you.
No. I don't want to say
Nathaniel canonically.
thing.
She just kind of
Nathaniel canonically.
I think I'll stay at Haggerty's.
Well, I was going to offer you one of the rooms we have. That's why I was asking.
How many rooms do we have?
We have. It's an entire
We just
mansion.
picked up another homeless person from the goddamn circus.
They're haggard.
Hey,
Yeah, they're at
You leave
Haggerty's.
Kieran alone.
She goes, me
I've
and my,
done nothing to nobody.
She goes, me and my crew will be fine
Oh
at
my
the
God.
Rails Tavern. Thank you, though.
I figured, but it was an offer.
You see
we're just
a
over here Minecrafting a fucking house.
We have
Extra
enough
rooms
money to
every
buy
game
the.
session.
If we need to, we can just buy the house next door.
so
We don't
you-
even know if it's for sale.
It will be when we
So
offer.
as you're standing there talking to her, you suddenly feel the bow of the ship dip like hard, like straight down for a split second. Roll me another dexterity saving throw. It's a very simple DC. nothing-
12.
Yeah, it's a DC of 10. Like she even grabs a hold and goes, "What was that? I meant to get someone who can look at the weird stones. They've been acting weird the past few days. It's like they've been losing power or something." It happens just like intermittently like that. I don't understand what's going on, but I don't even pretend to understand how these things work.
Would I be able to do a history check on whether something like this with Weirstones losing power have happened
You
before?
can try, yeah.
17?
Not the best of your knowledge, no.
That's odd even by my standard. And my standard of
That's
odds
pretty
is
odd,
really
yeah.
high.
Well, as soon as we make it into the docking tower, the arms will grab the ship and be much better. Unless you want to, step down the remaining 80 feet, you're more than welcome to just stay on board.
Damn, I don't have enough. I thought about it for a second there.
That's a lie. Nathaniel's never thought about anything in his life.
No. I thought about it.
Roll me a luck roll.
He just jumps
14.
So at this point, the Wyvern's Rest is kind of banked out to come in, and you are swinging pretty close to the top of your estate. So it's only about a 30, 40 foot drop to the
I
top
jumped.
tower.
Push
Oh,
the
God.
button. Go ahead.
All right.
She goes, I was joking, you fool!
Roll the d6.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, it's actually acrobatic sword.
Can I take a 10?
No!
I had to ask at least.
Kieran goes
What
over
the hell
to
did
his
That's not even in the thing. Natural 20
Yeah.
for a
No,
33.
because the one that bounced out was a 3
Okay. All right.
after he took a swing at me over here.
Nat 20 where it counts.
Cool.
I just landed in my couch.
No. Roll me a con saving throw.
Oh no.
It's like in Sword in the Stone. Merlin.
17.
Okay, so
Oh, you were dropping in.
I'm thinking more the return from Hawaii.
So, all of you have have made it back into the main courtyard at this point, various points. But you do kind of see each other. You watch as the familiar Wyvern's Rest, a few of the sailors waving down at you. And then
What
you
the
suddenly
fuck is that?
see something fall.
Has the kids told them I said I would be back?
And he goes, Montel, Nathaniel just disappeared somewhere. He said he'd be back. Covering the kid's eyes. As you see a little figure.
All right, who's not covered? Because there's 3 of us.
Gola's inside still.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good.
Nathaniel.
Oh, the nice cold air. Oh, look, he's flying.
You will take
Close tab.
17 points of force damage.
17?
17.
I'm still up.
As you break through the top of your room and land on your couch. Unfortunately, the force destroys the couch, breaks the legs, and slams you down. But there
I'm
it
on
is.
the cushions, right?
Yes, you're
At
on the
least you
cushion.
stayed on this floor.
I just lean back and I go
You all
to sleep.
see like dust flies out the windows of the utmost tower.
Is he dead?
Is the roof still open?
I don't
One can
say
only hope.
anything, but I tap the ring to open a connection to him. Does it activate?
It does.
He's alive.
You think we would be that
Kieran,
lucky,
from your
Grim?
perspective, you hear coming from up above you.
Quiet.
A moment later, there's a Mr. Kieran. Gola, the little young white dragonborn, she goes, "What was that?"
You know who that was.
Bats in the attic.
Oh, Nathaniel did something stupid.
Almost consistently.
Okay, you want to come see my owlbear?
I saw it. I tried to push it up with you. It didn't work. You know what?
The kids put in more effort than you did.
Yes, I would like to see.
She takes your hand and runs you.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm weak.
Anyway, I'm gonna take a nap.
So,
I would like to point
With
out I
that-
survived and I landed in bed. I'm gonna take a nap.
the remaining natural ones walk into the estate. Few moments later, you're limping, dude. You fell.
No. I'm not getting out of bed.
Okay, so you're
I'm
still
going. I landed. I'm going to bed.
long rest.
Yep. I'll see y'all in 4 hours.
Sam, if she's did you know Captain Ella was showing up?
She goes, no, I didn't know that she was supposed to be back today. She mentioned that she was returning soon. I guess they were ahead of schedule.
Interesting.
She said, well, I'm going to go down to my workshop. I need to I forgot a few.
I'm rich.
I'm rich, bitch. Thank thank you.
Kind of an interesting thing to
for
just
today,
blurt out.
Cara. I really appraciated it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go get
Thank
back
you.
to work on my dimension. Thank you. She
Of
kind
course.
of like walks off towards the.
Put down after you drop it all down.
So now that you're all back at the estate,
If
what do you
Henry want to make his joint account.
All right.
What's
That's not
the
how this
easiest way to
works.
get a hold
That's
of
not how this
Speedy?
works.
We need to fix that
No,
thing.
I'm handing you the
Fix
bag.
what?
You missed that part. I did this.
Nathaniel did something stupid.
Is it something that only affects Nathaniel?
Thinking about the dimensions of the house, what room would be under Nathaniel's?
So because he's in
It's an
upper
empty
tower.
storage room.
he's in upper tower, so you have like an empty storage bay area. However, if the tower was to fall inward on this part here, this is on the.
Well, it's not just the tower falling; it's water damage.
Yeah, I mean, give me a
and stuff
second,
like
give me a
that.
second. So from where that's at, the house that's facing this way, so that's that way facing the bays there. So that is east. Yeah, so that's in the north side. Yeah. That side is actually that. No, yeah, that is right above.
It's right above the kitchen, isn't it?
That'd be like in the kitchen area. Yeah, so it's.
Trick off, we gotta get Speedy in here.
Yeah. Do you want all our food to go bad?
Nope.
You and I
I
could
have some people
fly
coming
up
from
there
the
and-
Carpenters Guild.
put a tarp over it when it's dark.
What is this tarpaulin you speak of? Is it?
Tarp.
Does anybody not have mending? I mean, Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
I have ninja.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
also
even
got to
allow
think of the
it.
size that mending works.
No.
It's a foot square, isn't it?
But you've got to think someone, because
He's saying yes. Let's just.
someone
do
who
it.
would be traveling at about 50 miles an hour
That's
hitting
fair,
a
that's
surface.
Fair, that's fair.
It's
I
going
mean,
to-
there is like a one of these through the roof.
I have a skylight, is what you're
We
saying.
have a skylight
Members
in the
of
shape of
Carpenters
this.
Guild
The shape
are
of
already on their way.
All
I
right.
have a delivery coming.
I will
Oh,
say
well,
before
that's good.
Daniel goes to sleep, he just
Set
sends
off
over
some extra
all the
fixing.
rings. Can someone order me an actual bed? I broke my couch.
Can someone order your brain?
No, I don't need that.
Fucking got him!
Burn!
And
I'll
then
get you
specifically to
See
you,
if there's a for sale sign.
I'll give you like 3 platinum.
There is not a for
Already
sale
on it.
sign.
Thank
The
you.
actually the signet of the sigil on the door is that of Lord Hindar, the half orc. That's kind of like the unofficial kind of like
the
head.
one that
of
made
the-
a joke about
Yeah.
buying his estate, apparently.
And he is also one of the richer members of the council.
Well, let's be honest. I only need one other person to go in and I outrank him. Or we outrank him.
And that's Grim. You and Grim specifically.
So as
wanna
the
buy a
sun has
title?
begun to set,
I'm not going into politics.
Politics are
as the
easy.
sun begins to set, about an hour. This is probably about an hour. Been a couple hours. You all been as it's been a couple hours since you all left that bag. As the sun is starting to set, Montel has tore the roof off the sucker. You hear the familiar sound of your gate being open, and you see several large freight carriages slowly moving up the carriageway, piled high with lumber and tack and the sort of tools needed for various construction.
Who ordered lumber?
The wood elf sitting there gleefully.
Fenrir was super excited to see the delivery.
What's this for?
As the last carriage moves in, you see a familiar gnomish individual sitting there smiling at you as Spadarius Thacker is just kind of waving as the three carriages move up. He slowly gets down, walks over. Well, I brought you wood, friends.
That was very quick. Thank you.
Speedy's all part of the service.
God, I love him.
Incidentally, Nathaniel had an incident earlier today, and we have an issue with the roof.
We have an insurance claim.
What kind of incident?
he was gravitationally pulled through it.
Technically not wrong.
Point of inspiration back. Bravo.
He fought gravity and
Gravity
it won.
won.
I fought the gravity. It
All I can think of is the scene from Fern Gully. Gravity works. Bang. For a moment, like you see Spadaria standing there. He kind of reaches up, scratches, and finally goes, "He's not a very bright boy, is he?"
He's not, but he has a very big heart.
I hope he has a very hard head.
By this point, I believe it should be.
Well, I'll tell you what, while they're unloading, I'll run up and look at the damage and see perhaps what can be done about it. If you'll excuse me. Fellers, where would you like them to unload this at?
I'll show them right over here.
If you'll follow the gentleman, please. Always a pleasure as he kind of makes his way through. A few minutes later, Montel, you hear
My door still doesn't lock. It just swings open on the first knock. Okay. The door never got. The door never got fixed. Cause it got
lazy fuck.
I don't sleep in my room that
so
often.
he's just sitting there like, especially that first knock. Just
Come in.
what in the nine hells? He steps onto the door, walks in.
Well, hey.
Look up at the ceiling again, the light just through the top of it.
I fought an airship. It won.
Boy, you about nuttier than Squirrel Dookie. You know that.
But I survived.
Son, are you all right?
Physically, mentally, or emotionally?
You know what? I don't care.
Good.
We've got some pieces of plywood we could nail up there for the moment.
Would y'all be able to do a glass in there instead?
You want a skylight?
glass?
Yeah.
In the shape of yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, we
What
have
is-
some work with the glass blowers guilds. We could maybe get something done for you.
I think it would just be a good thing to have to remind me to be less stupid.
Isn't this the second time you've fallen through your
I'm
part of the
thinking
room?
you should-
No, actually.
I'm
Thinking
thinking you
again.
should
I've only
go
broken
for
our
padded
roof once,
walls
and it's this
myself.
time.
When we
No.
first got here.
No. My part of the roof once.
Well, let me run. I'll head back downstairs.
Also, second question. How much would it be for an actual bed? I just crushed mine.
Well,
As I point towards the couch that is on the ground.
Well, for a nice 4-poster bedroom set you back about 50 gold pieces. If you want the mattress with it, that's another 20.
He's trying to haggle. It's like 50. Hold on. It's like you're fucking.
Hold on. Do y'all have like a noble set y'all could do?
Oh, we have a very nice set made out of some mighty fine wood.
How much would that be?
The mahogany set's 100 gold pieces.
I heard mahogany's a really nice wood.
That also includes a goose down feather mattress.
I'll be down to the
Son,
Carpenter's
I wouldn't
office.
recommend
Down
you
with the
move
down.
for a while.
I'm actually already feeling a lot better.
Brain concussions do that to a person.
You ain't supposed to sleep.
My friend, I've slept through worse. And from worse.
All right, I'll go down and I'll start seeing to the delivery then.
I will be down to y'all's Guildhall tomorrow.
Seek help, my friend. Kind of turns.
I did. I found religion.
You
And
see him-
Nathaniel
see-
just closes his eyes.
him.
Nathaniel closes his eyes and just goes back to
As soon as he
sleep.
steps down, you just see him look at the door and just goes, shame. And starts walking down the stairs.
Especially because I didn't even ask about the door getting replaced.
You alright, Ricky?
So,
No.
following. What's with the lumber?
That is actually a project that I could use your assistance with.
My assistance.
I intend to get a training course set up to run through, and then, of course, a smaller version for the kids.
I will do the best I can. I will admit I was
Merchants Guild.
trained as a soldier, but I wasn't a very good one.
Well, I know what we used to do with the wardens. With your experience being different from mine, you may have a few ideas on some things to change and add in.
That's not bad. That's a good idea. Sure. Sure.
You can maybe include Kieran into this.
You think you'd be interested?
I mean, he used to do the circus stuff, right?
Are you out here?
I grabbed some fruit and some
He
meat,
is
and I
inside.
went back to my room. As all this was a lot in the same fucking day
So literally,
that we almost lost our lives
So as
and almost lost our dear ones. I wanted a rest.
literally as you were walking down into the kitchen to get your fruit, you pass Spidari as
On
he's
another
walking up the
dimension.
stairs.
I said we killed a devil in another dimension.
Yeah.
And now we're going to the fucking bank.
Yeah.
We're going to the goddamn Carpenters Guild. I'm trying to fix teleportation circles across the fucking world. I just want a goddamn nap.
If it helps,
grabbed-
I did
grabbed-
in fact write a letter to my family. that
Oh,
I've written
by the
out
way,
to pass to him later.
After Speedy leaves, just over the ring
Dear
to
Mom and
Finnegan.
Dad, we just killed a devil.
Hey, Finnegan.
We're building a jungle gym in the yard.
Finnegan, you hear Montel's
What
connection
are
to
they?
the ring.
Hey, Finnegan. Why are the weird stones going out? You know anything about that?
I don't know anything about the weird stones going out.
Finnegan is not here. Please leave a message at the sound of the toe.
Demonic screeching in my head. Somebody get a pig.
I mean,
You ever heard of an elfish name?
I mean, he would be the person in the group to ask about this, so.
You mean the Weirstones, things that are found only in Kralot and are mined exclusively by the Dragonborn.
Unrelated to smell.
I would like to point out, I just had a major concussion.
Oh, so he's admitting to it. So if he goes to sleep, there's a chance.
I've already been to sleep, your point?
No, you haven't been to sleep. You never fully went to sleep.
So many
But
days
then he
will it
looks, you
take?
won't wake up.
I mean,
How many
kinda-
days will my
kinda-
brother-
Roll history,
Give me
Jimmy.
10 gold.
How many days will this project take?
Depending on like how in a couple of days, if that not a, depending on how like expansive you want it to be.
We want it to be functional and then expand later.
Like so, like a kid's jungle gym set.
And more dangerous.
Okay.
You're not
So,
here.
no,
You're not
an
here.
old school
You're
jungle
not
gym.
here.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
At most a day and a half, not two.
I used to watch that.
God,
all the
no,
time.
it was great.
Alright, so what'd you roll?
2 days is
26.
The kids are burning
History,
themselves
right?
on the
Yes.
slide.
You-
Why would you even?
You haven't read a
the
lot
two of them
about Weirstones. That's information that the Colossians, the Scaled Senate, the Prominent, they don't like to for any details about them to leave the homeland.
Mhm.
There is a theory that what allows the Weirstones to work is that it's a similar, it's almost like a magnetic force that they play off the ley lines of the world. Like it's the force of the ley lines of the world keeping them afloat.
Okay.
So like two opposing magnets will hover off each other.
No idea.
Okay. And then immediately goes, Hey, Rikara, do you know why the weird stones are fucking up?
What were stones?
Like the ones on the ship.
We're not stones.
You know, like the flying
What are
ship.
Same thing?
You history check with advantage for you though.
Somebody's
Oh, that's one.
Hey,
Oh shit. Okay.
See, and that's why I went back and forth.
As a member,
having a daddy in the gym.
So, as a member of the Emerald Battalion, what was it called?
Emerald Storm.
The Emerald Storm, which was a mainly like magic heavy. Often you rode the various skyship, the battleships.
Sure.
And on a natural 20, you know that the higher ups, especially even your dad, they had an understanding of the weird stones that was not allowed outside of Gromont. It was a, like, y'all heard the theory that it's basically like the two same pole magnets, like kind of hovering. It's so much more than that. The weird stones act as giant conduits that pull the energy up and store it. And then from there, it's enough to provide thrust, provide movement, to keep the inhabitants safe. They literally draw power from the ley lines and ride the ley lines. On Natural 20, you have seen the the shipping routes and the various shipping lines for skyships. The closer they are to a direct ley line, the faster they move. If they're on like one of the smaller ley lines, they move slower. If they're on none, they move. But yeah, they literally are essentially what the Joint Chiefs, so to speak, what the generals, what the leaders of the military believed, is that the Weir Stones were physical manifestations of the source, of the things that power the ley lines of Feytera. So and it has never been recorded of a Weir Stone losing. Now, they have only ever existed since Hope's return. The comet that appeared, that marked the end of the Fallen Age and the beginning of the Age of Restoration.
Say that again. Hope's return.
Hope's return.
You've never said that before.
I remember to the.
You've never said that. I don't recall that.
He has said it in game.
He doesn't Rakara
Yeah. Hope's return.
Natural 20 here.
I can tell you the
Didn't miss
exact.
that time.
I can tell him the exact moment you said Hope's return. It was doing your vision of the platinum light and the other light and the third light going crash.
I think that was when you were controlling Ricard.
It's fine.
What the
It's-
fuck?
But yeah, okay. So
It's been said.
It's been said. Okay.
Hope's return during the Fallen Age, with the rise of the Dark Empire, such as the Draken Empire. Hope's return was this massive comet that appeared in the night sky that fell somewhere, but it marked a pivotal moment where the various races and those oppressed by what they're called the Dark Empires begin to rise up. Corpse Krillot was one who led a rise against the Draken Empires, against the Dragon Councils, and it is seen as the pivotal moment when literally Hope returned to the world, and it marked the end of the Fallen Empires and the beginning of the 300-year period known as the Age of Restoration, which preempted the modern age, which you're currently in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Just it's a quick little rundown of it. Yeah.
And so, remembering all this, sending back to Nathaniel, who's Stone? Captain Ella?
Yeah. That's what made her ship bank so hard. That's why I thought I could make it. I mean, I did make it, but
Roll me a deception check.
No, that is literally what you
Okay,
said. Is we
okay,
did
okay,
bank
okay.
so hard that we were close enough where I thought I could make
Okay,
it,
fair enough.
and then I did make it.
I will say this again for the umpteenth time. One of these days, you won't make it, and I worry for that. But
I worry about it too. Don't worry.
We will talk with Captain Dale tomorrow.
Okay.
So are you going to go ahead like in the fading? Like you still got a couple hours of daylight left, and then the magical kind of artificial light, the gas lights and stuff. You want to try to get a start on building it.
First, I'm going to scurry over to Kieran's room
Okay.
and knock. Very tentatively, because if he wants, he could probably knock me unconscious.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's sleeping.
Kind of a.
God damn it.
Moved the owlbear with.
He was expecting one of the kids.
Yes.
I am thinking
Fenrir, we
about.
vet.
I'm going to be building a training course, and I talked to Rikara about adding in some designs from his point of view, and it was pointed out that you would likely have a lot of experience with this sort of thing. Would you be interested in helping?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving my 2 cents on different aspects. This is to train us?
We could all run it, and then we're also making a smaller version for the hatchlings.
All right.
And
Yeah.
possibly any of the other local children that would want to run through it.
Sure. I mean, obviously, the one for children would be different. I just didn't know if it was something we were making to train others besides ourselves. But if it's something for us, I could, that could be a fun little project of something to just keep us up to date.
If we want to train other people on it, that certainly would be an option too, especially with the attacks that's going on.
Right. I may have some ideas. I'll put some things together and get back with you on that.
Thank you.
Join us.
I appreciate you considering me. I appreciate that.
Join us and lose weight naturally.
I think it's around this time Nathaniel would actually start limping down the stairs.
So
I've had a technical long rest.
So Fenrir, as you finish, you go to leave. You step out. Also, you just hear.
I should have took the window.
Yes, broken glass. So much better than splintered wood.
You good?
I'm alive.
Unfortunately.
I have a job for you. Come on, let's go.
Where are we going?
We're going outside.
Cool. I dimension door outside. Fuck walking.
All right.
Yo,
Walking
lazy,
hurts.
Fuck you.
Walking hurts.
He was invited. He was invited. He was told.
Okay.
He was voluntold.
So you appear standing outside. Just in time, you like to see Grim. Roll me a strength check, Grim.
Straight check. Yeah, straight check.
So that's how these
18.
stones
Like to see Grim picking up these these massive circular poles. They're probably like a good 2 foot thick, about 8, 9 feet. Like just a couple hundred pounds. Just one onto this arm here, one here. It's just you just all of a sudden Montel appears in front of you. You're holding these massive.
Dare you fuck.
Montel wolf whistles at you and then waits.
What?
are very uncomfortable.
That's reserved for someone else.
So who all is going to be helping with the building of the?
I don't know. I suppose so.
Now at this
It
hour.
has been mentioned to you.
We're starting.
Are
it's
you-
not finishing.
All right, you can get started.
I'm not currently helping. If I'm asked, I
I
might.
hear power tools.
But I'm back in the sand.
Is can Nathaniel tell what this is supposed to be?
Yeah, y'all will have Fenrir has a general. You can discuss the general layout.
Well, no. I haven't been told anything about this.
He hasn't been told
Okay.
anything.
But
think
military boot
Been
camp.
told of what?
I know what this
The
probably
whole
would
port-
be.
You had to leave early. Jeff hasn't been told. Grim has been told.
Oh, that's right.
Grim has been told, not me.
Okay. Think combination
Pizza Hut.
Ninja Warrior slash just
Survivor.
obstacle course. Survivor type of thing.
Wipeout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Kieran's. Kieran's like a wipeout. If they can't get through unscathed, they're fucked.
Here's the thing, Nathaniel. There was actually an aspect of your training that I don't think would work here. There is a room set up in at the academy where suspended down from this like large circular ceiling with padded floor was essentially this. It looked almost like somebody took the seat of a motorcycle and suspended it from the ceiling with pulleys and such. That way it could be you can like basically somebody gets a button.
Training.
Essentially, yeah, like you're bank and turn and move and that kind of stuff.
Wait a minute. Wasn't this on Dinotopia? Dinotopia!
What a reference.
So I may have got that's where I may have got the idea from, but yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Shout out to Dinotopia.
I may have the entire miniseries on DVD. So
VHS.
The good days.
I have it on
The reason why I do not fear heights.
yes, but yeah.
Because that is the
I got
first
one
thing
that
that gets trained out
Now,
of you is a fear of heights.
there was several things set up to where it was designed to help they were designed to where you don't it was like a constant sort of like moving base to where so what was stated was not it was designed to help you suddenly make quick move changes. So that kind of stuff you could adapt to.
I have another question.
Okay.
Was there ever Wyvern obstacle courses for Wyvern and Riders together?
Yeah, that was at a. It's like at a much later, that was the little senior cadets.
Yeah,
before
it was
graduate,
something I would have watched, never done.
Correct.
Okay.
It would magically suspended giant rings of things that would dive through and have to cut through.
Gotcha.
And yes, your final graduation was you basically had to. You would take off, perform literally a 90-degree plunge straight down to this almost sheer canyon, pull up and out before hitting this massive pool of water and rock at the bottom.
Like I said, the first thing trained out of you was a fear of heights.
Yes.
There's a reason Nathaniel does not have any fear of falling.
It's like, this is easier with a white.
No, the problem is he didn't lose his fear of heights. He lost his sense of self-preservation.
No. That was lost. That was lost afterwards.
Then again, here is what we are building. Do you have any ideas that you would like to incorporate?
Need a flamethrower.
This is for kids.
What?
One of them will
Need
be
a
for kids.
small flame.
Come on, you're a little man with a big brain. We can do this.
That's why we need a small flame.
No. We don't need a flamethrower.
You need to learn how to dodge the flamethrower. The flame.
Not for fucking kids.
They gotta grow up
Also,
sometime.
wooden structure.
Two of them
no
will
one's
breathe
trained
fire.
at that fact.
Two of them already breathe fire.
When did that happen?
Yeah. When did
They
you
grow
find
up
out
so
about
fast.
I'm sure you told us.
Would you
We
like
don't
some
want to have
advice
the kids
from some
possibly
weird
set on fire.
shit that I did in camp?
When they breathe fire on each other.
That's
several-
their problem. That's their
Exactly.
That's kids being
Make
kids.
make some bottom poles uneven. That way it wobbles whenever people
How often
are
do you
walking
guys
on
have to
top.
dodge flames?
Make circular spins.
That's
So-
us.
that,
whenever
are
we're in combat.
also unstable and wobbly.
As you're all
And
standing
have
there.
the
Precisely.
unstable.
But that's
stuff
us. That's
switched
going
up
to be
with
our
grease.
training course. We can have a flamethrower on ours.
I will
But
be
not for the
scurrying
kids.
over and letting him know that I've roped everybody
Okay.
into participating.
So as you're standing, you
That's
all
all good.
as you're kind of get back up. Spadaris is standing there. He goes, "What?" As he's just got done listing off everything. Well, that's all your supplies, folks. The Carpenters Guild of Port Blaven.
Poor man.
The carpenter, I had a bit of a hitch in my get up. The Carpentry Guild of Port Blaven thanks you for
They make a blue
your
potion for
custom,
that.
If you need anything else, we went ahead and nailed some plywood pieces on top of your roof for now. I'm gonna get in touch with the Glass Blowers Association about putting in that skylight.
Thank you.
I bid you all a good evening. Come on, boys, let's get going.
Who wasn't wearing a hat? Good evening.
Yeah, skylight.
They kinda
Look,
climb
I made a
out.
hole. Might as well
Don't
put
make
something
fun of a
useful
man's
there.
toupee.
So where did we this ourselves?
Roof.
Huh?
We need
Oh, interesting.
it needs some sort of a puzzle to do under stress.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause we do
yes,
that a
it
lot.
does.
You have to be able to think quickly
See, one of the
And then
one of the
fire.
thoughts I have about
and
this
dodge fire.
is after the attack on Rikara the other night.
Yeah.
There's the other day, there is always the chance that something else might happen here at town. And if we aren't here to help them, if we can go ahead and be running some of the younger folks through this, have them get a little more experience trying to go through obstacles like this, they have a higher chance of being able to evade anyone who comes to attack them.
To be fair, they're probably safest when we're not here, because it seems like these things only happen when we are home.
If it happens while we are here but not physically present at that part of the town, they can survive long enough until you arrive to save them heroically with your magic.
One the panda.
My mighty steed.
You son of a bitch, man.
We're just layering on the ego, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You make a valid point.
You need bells. Bells and gongs.
We're not building this.
I would like to throw out an idea.
Something
Instead
to
of
make
fire.
loud, distracting noises when you're trying to move and coordinate.
We need bees.
I'm okay with the bee idea.
Why
Bee
be-
trap.
Why bees?
It's not bad either.
Why
But
bees?
instead,
Fenrir can train them to shoot
I'm gonna wander off
the bow and arrow
for a thing.
while they're being attacked
Okay.
by bees.
Ricard, as this
That's how my teacher did it.
I'm sorry. I thought
What an
Fenrir can train them to shoot the bow and arrow. I thought he was still talking about the bees.
What is this,
that
jackass?
was gonna be the most impressive thing.
This is bee shoot.
So, boy.
As range stingers.
as you have made
Look
your way
at
to
me
the
actually
tree.
having smart ideas
Move
after a
perception
concussion.
Or perception checks. 9 plus. Shoot. Where is it? 16, I think. 15.
15. Okay. On a 15, as you walk up to it, it looks. Some of the things change. You still the large crystalline dragon head kind of pushed out the center. The emerald at the top, the silver, the platinum statue at the bottom. So, as you approach, what are you doing? What would you like to do here?
Does this count as a dedicated location to my deity or deities?
It does.
I'd like to cast Word of Recall.
He's casting recall.
Ah. Okay.
So,
He's setting his location.
setting my locations.
So here's our 2 recall points now.
No bond points.
We need more recall.
Spawn here.
My respawn point.
Damn it.
We're lighting a new bonfire.
So as you set word of recall, you hear you feel a stiff winter's breeze coming in off of Dartfin Bay, the large bay that sits for Bladen. There's a smell on this breeze, and it takes you a moment. I'm not gonna make you roll because God knows that's not gonna go well. But it takes a moment before you recognize the smell. So potency, like rotten eggs and mineral smell of sulfur.
Mm.
Just a moment. But as that breeze kicks up hard, you hear a slight creaking noise. As you look up, you see that the branch where that amulet hangs is kind of slowly bent down a little bit. You watch as snap! The branch actually breaks and the amulet falls and hits the crystalline dragon head. You see it actually break, kind of along the jawline. Top of the head falls to the ground, face down, as the amulet still hangs there, like catches on the piece of the crystal that's still embedded, just kind of hanging there.
So the piece of the dragon's on the ground.
Yeah, it's like if the head was like pushing out like this, the amulet hit here, this top piece fell, and the amulet caught itself in the bottom jaw.
Reach out and grab the Tiamat.
Roll me a wisdom check. You're grabbing so you grab the amulet or the head?
The amulet.
Okay.
Check is
Yep.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you reached out to touch the amulet, you have to, as your fingers make contact with it, for a moment it's like you grabbed onto a live wire for a split second. You see it's a single throne, this brilliant platinum throne that is suddenly sundered and cast down. You see behind it fire, lightning, a thick viscous stream of this black fluid, a pale green cloud rising up, a torrent of frost rising up behind it. You see it all merge and forming into a throne as well. As the energy fades away, you hear a voice, a familiar voice you've heard a few times before. It's the voice that always seems to accompany this gem. You hear, "She wants back. I can't do it again." That's the vision, and everything kind of fade away.
Holding the amulet. I'll just put it away.
Okay.
Done with it. I got all I need out of it.
All right.
And I'll call over Grim and Sandrin if they're out.
During the argument of bees and fire and arming insects,
No, we don't need bees.
the two of you hear the mental connection, Soren and Graham, from Rakara kind of asking you to come meet him at his tree.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help hold this and I'll try to fix it? You two are the strongest. It's the broken off piece.
Gotcha.
And I'll start casting mending see if it works.
Roll me a religion check.
My best.
Jim Rose. We are here to pop. You are steak and eggs and steak. That's what you should have for breakfast.
That's Graham.
12.
As you begin casting, you see the mineral, the gem flow back together. You see the break beginning to kind of fix itself. As you finish, you can let it go, Grim. It's still it's perfectly repaired. But whereas before there was this feeling, this feeling that you could equate to it, that there was this otherworldly presence to it. Now it's just a crystalline dragon head.
Just something pretty.
Just something pretty.
Sandra there?
I said I wanted to
Yep.
go.
Yeah, he's
Well,
here. I'm wondering why you've asked him to come over here.
I saw her. I saw the Queen Mother.
You saw your queen mother.
You could call her that. She's
Your prince.
no.
Well,
She's trying to break free.
sorry. Your mother's weird.
He's sitting here trying to hand motion to Grim what's going on without Ricard, so he doesn't.
Yeah,
have to,
but you're also
like,
talking to somebody who has no idea what
Roll
that
me an
is.
insight check, Grim.
Yeah, that's how he's going.
It's-
5 hits.
Insight,
I'm gonna
huh?
get you a band of intelligence.
They don't make one strong enough.
That one.
Have you ever seen the movie Down Periscope?
Yes.
Do you know the part where Kelsey Grammer's character is trying to get Sonar to sing?
Yeah.
And yet the guy behind him doing all the weird. That's essentially like you have no idea. Like you at one point you like start like.
Steal second. What are you talking about?
Your mother has 5 heads.
The Queen Mother of Dragons. Tiamat. Imprisoned in Avernus. Bad.
That's a bad place, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I received
I'm
word
learning
from
things.
my contacts. There's something brewing. Even in the Senate.
Out of curiosity, what happened to this thing?
The symbol fell. The Tiamat 5 famed fell. I think it was a heavy-handed allegory.
Oh, what do you think that means then?
I think whatever help I was hoping to get may not come. We may be on our own.
What if it wasn't offering you help but asking for it? Did you ever think that gods, as powerful as they are, use us mortals to do their work because they can't? It's not that they're gonna swoop in and save you. They, more often than not, need our help more than we need theirs. You've been focused on this thing helping you. Did you ever ask it what you were doing for it?
I was hoping to find it, but if it's beyond finding, I don't know what else I can do. Four days. That's all I know.
Can't tell you what to do. I can't interpret what I don't know.
I
Did you
don't know.
try talking to your god about it?
Maybe tomorrow.
I mean, you said 4 days. You wait till tomorrow, that's 3.
Yes.
I can math.
Yes, you
He's
can.
learning!
Yes, you can.
Throw a coffee. Good
Anything
job.
else for the evening before we head to bed?
Nathaniel will do something.
Okay.
Because Nathaniel has technically already had their long rest, so they can't take another one.
Yeah.
He gets his ass whooped. Yes.
Nathaniel is actually going to be going to wherever would have been basically the Thieves Guild of this area to
Okay.
see if anyone has come back. Because no one has ever gone and double checked it since everyone cleared out.
Interesting.
Which means after time, after heat has gone down, people would eventually come back.
Roll me an investigation check.
13?
Looking through various points of Port Blaven, you'll find remnants of thieves' camps, marks of like safe house this way. You find it.
you get to the area, and you'd either find marks that show unsafe, not in use, or even in some cases you would get in there and it's just been destroyed. Whatever infrastructure that the coterie had in this place, they made sure to either disassemble it or destroy it before they pulled out.
Has any of the infrastructure been taken over by the Cathedral of Shadows? Because these are already safe houses to an extent, they would just need to be reworked for their use.
They would not, because the coterie, there are still elements out there that would know of these, so the cathedral would not want to work within these. However, as you are out and about during the night, roll me a perception check.
Is this against a
It is
creature
not.
hiding?
It is not.
Okay. I need to know for the armor. 25.
At one point in the evening, as you were in the council district of Port Blaven, it's getting into the early morning now. In the eastern sky, the sky is starting to lighten. You can see the sun beginning to peak up about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. When you see a patrol of guards, about between 8 or 12 guards, come walking up with several individuals between them. One of which, standing proudly, is a blue dragonborn. You see beside him two others wearing like brightly scaled armor. The helmets affixed and kind of like accenting their draconic faces. Wearing a symbol you don't quite recognize. And there's one figure wearing a very dark colored hood and cape. As they approach the council, you see the doors open, and the half-orc Hindarth, Halifar, and Lord and Captain Hemlock all kind of approach and stand there. The guards, the Port Blaven guards, are very apprehensive. You can see a very unusual look on the faces of Hemlock, Hindath, and Halifar. That's a lot of H names. Wow.
Can I get close enough to hear a conversation?
Roll me a stealth check.
I'll go invisible.
Okay, with advantage then.
It's 26. 26.
26, they're at disadvantage because of that. That's a natural one. You are able to move up without being noticed. So you're in a position where you can now kind of, if like you're kind of like at this kind of angle looking on, you can hear in the early morning as the blue dragonborn steps forward, and in kind of a rehearsed but still broken common, you hear, "To the delegation of the Council of Port Blaven, my name is Thraxus. I am an emissary of the Scaled Senate of Krelat. Thank you for agreeing to meet with myself and the other emissary." To which you see Halifar and Hindarth kind of glance at each other before Hindarth raises a hand. "Would the other emissary please let himself be known?" "I am afraid my compatriot does not speak the common tongue as easily as I do. However," he motions as the figure, as he says a word, says a quick phrase in Draconic, the figure reaches up, raises and